Good morning, guys. How the hello are ya? Oh, hi, Jericho. Thanks for stopping in. Have a good Friday. It's Friday, y'all. Yeehaw. Okay, I really think YouTube has lost its ever-loving mind. Everyone on here has lost their minds. That is my determination. Nothing from Foodie since last night, and all she dropped was a community post. Kiki, I miss you, Kiki. I'll pull up that community post. This is it, guys. This is all we got. So she says, "Hi, new vlog coming soon. Thank you for your patience, and mostly thank you for being here." You know what? I can't help but to take that condescendingly, like, you know, like in your face type thing. Good morning, 6. Happy Friday. Does anybody watch like the true crime community on here? Good morning, Kate. I love true crime, and before I got into foodie, that's the community that I watched the most. Silly cow. Look how pretty it looks, though. It does look pretty. I mean, minus the fog. Good morning, GC. So, yeah, so before I came over to foodie, I was really, she did a card reading on Should and Tell. It was interesting. Kiki, I don't believe in cards, though. They're good for entertainment, but I don't see how cards can predict anything. Good morning, Rue. Good morning, homegirl. But I mean, that's just me. I feel like anybody that has a gift, it's a gift. And so I feel like this is just my belief. Nobody has to buy into this, but I feel like it's not a gift when it comes out of a card. Will she go to Friday prayers? Oh, that's right, 6. This is their day of worship, huh? It is disgusting, Lexi. Seriously. This is the third case I have seen them make a total spectacle. I mean, they turn it into a circus. Oh, really, Jericho? Oh, with her asthma, not to mention, you know, just the breathing because of the weight. That's me. Yeah. First it was Brian Laundrie, and then Summer Wells, and then now this Quentin Simon. And it's ridiculous. I mean, these are huge, huge cases, and they are making a circus of it. And if anything, they're getting in the way of law enforcement and the cases. Oh, this is nasty, 6. No, I haven't, GC, and I have DM'd her numerous times. She hasn't been in Discord. She hasn't been on Facebook. No, I didn't, Flo. She is being very generic. Good morning, Polly. Good morning, room. Yeah, she's being very generic, and she's doing this totally purposely. You know she is. She's you know, making this like her big lead up to whatever she does. And what? We're only going to get vlogs? I thought she was, you know, going to go live there and stuff. I do too. Is who meeting the mom live? I know, me too, GC. Good morning, Val. Chantel needs to experience some natural consequences. I don't want her to get hurt or experience financial ruin, but I'm down for her feeling someone. Me too, Rue. Something, because, you know, we know that she never has consequences to any of her actions. So, yeah, I would like to see something. She needs woken up. Good morning, Willie. Oh my gosh. I hope he lived alone, Willie. Yeah, so Molly Golightly is supposedly true crime, but like I said, every case that she covers, she turns into a mockery. She makes herself the judge and jury and everything else. Um oh, that's right. You're right, homegirl. Mother's salad. Yeah, I would imagine that that's, I said that like Wednesday, or maybe, yeah, it must have been Wednesday. Um I would imagine her first week there is going to be crazy, because I would imagine that she's being introduced to everybody and the family is going to have to like accept her. But I'm not sure. Is his family there? She definitely needs. Good morning, Gabrielle. Right, Kiki? When I first found her, and this was like years ago, when I first found Molly, I subscribed and I used to watch her quite a bit. And then I joined her membership, and um, and then I just couldn't. Like, after a while, she showed her true colors, and I just couldn't with her anymore. Good morning, Hero. Good morning, V. Good morning, Bella. Yeah, you're right, Bella. Oh, cool, Val. Oh, we did that. I wonder if you're in the. Hmm. Wonder if you're in the same group that my friend runs. Is it a Facebook group? It is 7:37 here, Lily. Oh yeah. For anybody that didn't see the community post, there is new badges and new emotes. You're deaf in both ears, Willie, I think. I don't know what you did, but you did it good. Yes, we're talking Bullhorn Betty. Molly. Yes, exactly. Graveyard. Yes, I think that's when I found her too. Kiki was during Watts, and she did. You know what? And she did the same thing with that. She went to the house. Oh, how cool! That's awesome. Live chill life. Ghoul, did I say good morning to you? Good morning, Ghoul, and good morning, Flowers, and good morning, Bumble. Willie. Okay, it's too early for both of us to be doing that, Willie. Yeah, I mean, I have to kind of agree. As far as her YouTube, like, it is kind of infuriating for as little as she does, and people are still joining memberships. People are still subscribing. She's still getting decent paychecks. Probably, like, it is kind of irritating. Yes, she made a mockery of the Watts case too. Every case she covers. Who does she think she is? Like, she's, like I said, she thinks she is the police, the FBI, the judge, the jury. Like, she just thinks she's all of it. Morning, Shauna. Yes, I agree, Shauna. Well, you know what? The article, I'll show the article. I pulled up an article and it says 3 people were arrested, but one was not Molly Golightly, and I don't know what Dollyvision's name is, but there was it sounded like a husband wife, like a couple, and then one other man. We could, Flowers. I was just watching Willie. Did he live alone? I know. She's right. The irony, Shauna, she's a life coach. Right, live chill life. She thinks she's Nancy Grace for real. Oh, let me write it down. GC. You know, I love when you guys give me new channels to watch. Michelle After Dark. I know, Kiki. Well, she has been arrested, I think, a couple times. And then somebody said she was going to bail Dollyvision out, and her card got declined. Good morning, Annalyn. Oh, I love true crime, Bumble. Yes, she will dox her members, patrons. Yep, I totally agree. The same, right? The same thing with, oh, me too, Val. The same thing with Chantel. Like it is kind of infuriating when you have like no moral compass on here whatsoever, and people are giving and giving and giving. Like that's frustrating. It's like rewarding, you know, bad. Really, room? See, that's ridiculous. They should not be interfering with stuff. And they do. I used to watch I used to watch MGL. I used to watch Perplexed, Cutie. I never watched Tiffany Marie. I don't like her at all. So I never watched her. And actually, when she got thick with MGL, that's when I stopped following MGL. No, I didn't see it, Anna. No, she is, oh, okay, so I started telling. So she's one of those people, she's always wanted to be a star, you know? And she was on Wife Swap years ago, and it was a joke. She parties like you would not know that she is a married mom. The way she behaves and everything else. Like she's all about partying, traveling with friends, and um, she's just gross. And with the Brian Laundrie case, they went to the Laundrie's house and stood out there with the bullhorns and screamed and yelled and, basically camped out in front of their house. Then she did it with the Summer Wells case. And now she's doing it with the Quentin Simon case. Yes, Shauna. Okay, it's not just me. Good morning, Poper. Yes, Shauna. I totally agree. I don't know what it is from the get-go. I didn't care for her. I don't know. Me too, Anna Lynn. Pike County murders. I'm not sure if I'm familiar with that, Kiki. Yes, yes, the sister of Brian Laundrie. I was so hooked on the Brian Laundrie case. I know, me too. I've seen it, Willie. I agree. I don't know for sure either. Well, yeah, V, and that's a thing too. Is like, they will believe stuff from anybody. Like there was that thing where she had that the P word. She had a guy on there that was the P word, and he claimed that he was a cellmate of Chris Watts, and he wasn't. She doesn't, you know, she's so quick to get a scoop that she doesn't verify anything. You're going to make a fry up. What's a fry up? I know, homegirl, it just blows my mind. And YouTube does nothing. Well, for me, it's usually the kids, the ones about the kids that I follow, Willie, like kidnappings, but those often turn into murders. Yes, V. Yeah, well, see, for me, it really is about, for me, getting the information from, like, I watch the, obviously watch the true crime community, but there's certain ones that you can trust the information and certain ones that you can't. I'll just say that. Really, Val, I could see that. It doesn't me, but I can definitely see that, which I'm surprised it doesn't for me because, like, my biggest fear has always been kidnappings. Has anybody followed the Delhi case? People, even people that haven't followed it, I haven't followed it, but I remember it from when, you know, when it came out and everything, and they got the guy 5 years later now. It was 2017, I believe it happened, right? That's the one where the girl hit record on her cell phone before the guy killed them. You want to come up, Kiki? Somebody said they wanted to watch MGL's arrest too. That one, that was a good video. Willie, she trying to get you to eat healthy. Hi, Ronnie. Hi, Dan. Good morning, guys. I know, Flowers. I'm so glad that that had, I mean, you know, nothing can bring those girls back or whatever, but at least that was a little bit of, you know, closure for the parents. Torture me with Bran. Ew, I don't blame you there. Bran is gross. Yes, they invaded vigils, prayer vigils. Yep. They made her vigil all about them being upset over some trinkets not staying put in a state park, which someone took home to keep safe for Summer's return. I know, I don't think there is a turkey though. I would think that they would be bringing one out in an update or something, but I don't think there is one yet. I'm going to, let's see what we should start with. We'll start with the Delhi murder. Um, it's only a 19-minute long video, but it's like the press conference that they gave about arresting the Delhi murderer, well, alleged murderer. I don't blame you, Willie. That one, I do not blame you. Good morning, Goblin.
Your extended families,
This one is not real loud, though. I
along with
might
the
have to
entire
find it
Delphi
different.
community that certainly has grown and now includes our nation and even many countries around the world. I am proud to report to you that today, actually last
Thank you,
Friday,
Bumble.
was a day. And an arrest has been made. Thanks to literally hundreds of media outlets that have been steadfast in reporting and keeping the memories of Abby and Libby front and center. Many of you in the room have developed relationships with me personally, and you know I always have a personal perspective, and today's no different. But from a very personal perspective, you all have provided inspiration and support, even while oftentimes frustrated with us and me. You continue to encourage the efforts, and you too believe that one day we would all be here participating and sharing this news. To the entire law enforcement community, which includes all local, state, and federal agencies,
Thank you,
which are far
Val.
too many to specifically mention today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We are going to continue a very methodical and committed approach to ensure that if any other person had any involvement in these murders in any way, that person or persons will be held accountable. Since the murders of Abby and Libby, 2,086 days ago, the daily investigative team has worked tirelessly and is certainly worthy of mention today. Specifically, Sheriff Linsonby, Sheriff of Carroll County, Detectives Tony Liggett, Detective retired Kevin Hammond, former Delphi Chief and now the prosecutor's investigator Steve Mullins, State Police First Sergeant Jerry Holman, Detective Jay Harper, Dave Vito, and Ryan Harshman, along with members of the United States Marshal Service, specifically Agent Jeremy Clinton and Agent Bill Colfers. With them today is Dan McClain, U.S. Marshal, appointed U.S. Marshal. Our state police analysts, our scientists from many different disciplines within our laboratory division, Mrs. Kathy Shank, for your incredible dedication to detail, and to so many others that I know I've missed. I really believe that Abby and Libby would be proud of you for standing strong, even in the face of immense pressure and perpetual criticism. Some of these individuals have postponed retirement, passed on promotional opportunity, have dedicated personal time away from their families, given up nights, weekends, and holidays, all while in the pursuit of accountability for Abby and Libby. I know that today's announcement will not diminish your resolve, and I hope you have found just a bit of peace in this most complicated world. This is really important. While I know you are all expecting final details
I know, and two of them, homegirl.
concerning this arrest, today is not that day. Today's not that day.
Good morning,
This
Janet.
investigation is far from complete, and we will not jeopardize its integrity by releasing or discussing documents or information before the appropriate time. Prosecutor Nick McLeod, of course, will share additional information about what we can and cannot say, and also explain to you why the probable cause affidavit is temporarily sealed by the court and not available. And by the way, he has been a tremendous, tremendous asset to this team. I'm yet again asking you for your patience and please your understanding while our system of due process works. Also remember that all persons arrested are presumed innocent. All persons arrested are presumed innocent. You all will have an innate desire to subjectively interpret and then report what you think. We in the law enforcement realm cannot, and you should never allow us to, talk about what we think concerning facts, but rather discuss and share at the right time what it is we know. The time will come when additional details can be released, but again, today is not that day. It's about Abby and Libby, their families, and this community, this nation, and even our planet. The prosecutor has been very clear with law enforcement about what his expectations are, about what can and cannot be released, shared, or discussed.
This
We will, of
police
course,
department
comply.
is really handling this well, too.
If you choose to be critical of our silence, be critical of me, not the front line. These are the folks that have committed their entire lives to a successful conclusion. In other words, a guilty verdict. As we move to the next phase of this investigation, I will continue to offer all resources that the ISP has. To not only the investigative team, I anticipate growing, but also to Prosecutor McClellan as we prepare for the coming months.
Okay, AR.
Again, Nick's been very resolute and very clear, and I'm most grateful for his leadership. And it's going to be really important as we move forward. Please continue offering tips that you would like to share. The many avenues to report will remain open and will be available to all. Please continue doing that. In closing, I stand before you in this church and very place where we held our first briefing nearly 6 years ago, and just hours after the murders of Abby and Libby. Right here. Pulling in today, I wasn't really sure what emotion I would experience. But peace came over me. And I didn't expect that to happen. And I hope all of you, with all the different responsibilities you have from around the planet today, have felt some of that as well. But remember, we're not done. I think what we all have experienced proves that together there's nothing we cannot do. But more importantly, giving of ourselves, all of us, giving of ourselves matters more than what we could ever receive. Abby and Libby, though in death, have had a profound effect on so many of us, on how we live, and as importantly, who we all should be. I would now like to introduce to you
You think so,
my friend,
Ronnie?
Carroll County Sheriff Tom Elizabeth.
About lurking?
I believe in a God of justice and righteousness. Today, I believe that same God has provided us with justice for Abby and Libby. As Sheriff of Carroll County, Indiana, I want to publicly and sincerely thank each individual who played a role in helping us during this 5.5-year investigation. Whether it was in an investigative capacity, providing tips, cards or letters of suggestions or encouragement, phone calls, and thousands of other countless ways of communicating. I earnestly thank those who prayed for this moment in time. We now move forward through the Indiana criminal justice system, allowing the system to provide its due diligence and process in providing that justice which is owed Abby and Libby, their families, and this community. Thank you.
Welcome, everybody. My name is Nicholas McClellan. I'm the Carroll County Prosecutor, and before we get started, I want to reiterate some of the things that Sheriff Lesenby and Superintendent Carter stated. I first want to thank both of them. They've been a great support to my office throughout this investigation. They've always been there for a phone call and always been willing to help a hand or a line of assistance to me and my office during this investigation. I want to thank the team behind me. This is the Homicide Task Force team that we've put together. Thank them and thank their families for being so understanding for the many nights they've worked away from their families, away from their children.
Good morning, Trailer Park Barbie.
There are many dates in a lifetime that you're going to remember.
It
The date
is.
your children are born, the date you're married, the date you buy your first house. The day
Hi,
Abby and Libby went
Texas.
missing. One of those dates was last Friday, October 28, 2022. At that time, we gathered evidence to formulate a PC that we submitted to the court, and the judge did find probable cause for an arrest of Richard Allen. He's been charged with 2 counts of murder for the murder of Abigail Williams and Liberty German. This investigation is still very ongoing. We're keeping the
Can
tip
you
line
guys,
open.
can you imagine what those poor girls, what their last moments were like? And that little girl decides to film, turn her camera on, which totally helped in this case. Oh, I can't even imagine being that age and thinking to record somebody so that you could catch them for my own murder. And that was a child.
Email open. We encourage everybody to continue to call in tips, not only about Richard Allen, but about any other person that you may have. For that reason, and for the nature of this case, the probable cause and the charging information has been
Yeah,
sealed
they
by the
did,
court.
Barbie.
I've been very clear to everybody that per the court order, we cannot talk about the evidence that's in the probable cause or the evidence that's in the charging information.
Barbie, were you on Periscope?
That will become evident to you at some point, and it'll be released, but right now is not that day. The day's about Abby and Libby, focusing on them. Mr. Allen has had his initial hearing. He's entered a preliminary plea of not guilty. The matter has been set for a pretrial on January 13th at 9 a.m., 2023, and a trial date of March 20th, 2023 at 9 a.m. He is presumed innocent. We will have our opportunity and day in court when we can present the evidence that we have against him. But until that day, he's presumed innocent. I want to open up to a few limited questions from the audience. But again, keep in mind, we are not going to talk about the evidence that we have in this case or about the charging information. We cannot. Those things have been sealed by the court. And so I want to open up a few questions.
Prosecutor, when did Richard Allen become a suspect, and do you think he acted alone?
Again, that's part of the investigation, so I'm not going to talk about those things. What I can say is that we have probable cause established by the court for his arrest, and he is in custody. He's being
Like
held
pickle
currently
eats
without bond.
coffee.
I'm sorry? Again, that gets into the evidence. We have the investigation, and I know from everybody it's frustrating. I know everybody, not only reporters, but the family, everybody wants to know more information. I understand it's frustrating, but my goal is to maintain the integrity of this case.
Is there a degree that goes?
Superintendent Carter, you had said that you believe that you had spoken to the suspect or the suspect's family 2 years ago. Is this man one of those people?
No, this is the Delhi murders. This is the one, Trailer Park Barbie, where it happened in 2017, but I remember when it happened, and these some guy, they were walking, and the one girl there was 2 girls murdered, best friends, and the one girl thought to turn her camera on so that they got the guy on film. I can't remember how they recovered her phone, though.
Events, and today's not the time to do that.
Can you talk about how rare it
In
is?
terms of the family, I know you've had a lot of conversations with them. We were almost in tears pretty much when we started off this press conference. Can't imagine how emotional it is for everybody that's worked on this case. What was your conversation first like with the family now? When you were able to tell them you finally got the suspect?
It was a very personal moment for me, and I think it was a very personal moment for them, for all of us that have had interaction.
Yes,
with the family.
GC.
We developed a relationship.
Like, they didn't see it
for
coming with
one
this
lifetime,
guy.
and maybe a second. So it was a very, very, very sad yet a very humbling experience.
Superintendent, you asked for tips in detective work. There's a reward for $225,000. Did this all come together to make this nexus? Is that a combination of all 3 things
Really?
that led us to this day, or is it one or the other?
Well, eventually, you'll be able to see what led us to this day. Again, today's not that day. To include the reward, you mentioned that, Raphael, about the reward itself. And again, very premature for us to talk about that. There's still a tremendous amount of work to do.
Yeah, they caught him 5 years later.
I think probably resilience and understanding the value of each and every day. That today was the day, but I didn't anticipate they ever thought today would be their day. And I feel like I've known them for a long time.
Good morning, Gene. Is that so?
We haven't
They
closed the
just
door on
found
this.
it like in the area
So
where the
that's
kids
why we
were?
keep the tip line and the tip email open. And so we're not presuming anything at this point, but we're going to continue to take tips, continue to take any information anybody has, and as we've done with all the information we've gathered, we're going to look.
I get alerts when there's an Amber Alert, and there are so many Amber Alerts that go out because of custody. Like, the parent who didn't get custody kidnaps the child. I mean, they usually find those ones, but still, there's so many, and it kills me when it says they're in grave danger. They're with a parent and they're in grave oh my gosh, it's so horrible.
that and examine that and see where it leads us.
Mr. Prosecutor, can you explain the law? You've asked the court, based on this investigation, that these documents should remain out of the public view. Can you explain, without getting into the details of what's in the documents, but this is not regular?
Can you imagine? Because this guy was like living in plain sight. He was part of the community and everything, Gene. Can you imagine, like, how he was shitting bricks when it came out in the media that they found the phone and they got him on video, that guy had to have been freaking out.
Documents, right?
Sure,
But
sure.
you made a decision. Can you explain your decision as to why you believe that maybe the next 30 days, no one in this room should have access to those records?
Sure, it is unusual. We don't do it very often in all the cases that we handle here in Carroll County. We did it in this case because the investigation is still open. And while all cases are important, the nature of this case has some extra scrutiny with it. And so my office, felt it was important to seal those records. There will be a public hearing on whether or not those records are going to remain sealed or not. There'll be public notice of that hearing so that everyone can attend, but there will be a hearing to determine whether or not they're going to stay sealed. But for now, to me, it's about protecting the integrity of this case. I want to have an opportunity at some point to have an opportunity in court to explain the evidence and for that not to be tarnished or tainted or anything like that. Again, he's presumed innocent, and so it was important for me in this case to do that. Hold on just a minute. We're not going to comment on that
Barbie.
right now. As part of the
I don't need to
investigation.
see no spiders.
Again, we just encourage everybody to continue to call in tips if they have them about anybody.
I
We'll
know,
take those tips.
Janet. His poor, like I mean, I feel bad for the wife, obviously, but I feel even worse for the kid.
That's a hard question to answer. It's a mixed emotions.
Well, it's weird, Barbie, because they're still leaving the tip lines open. They're still taking tips. They're still investigating tips. So it sounds like they're not positive this guy was alone.
I've been watching the news all weekend like everybody else has, and I think a lot of the members of the public said it right. It's bittersweet. It's a step in the right direction. It's concerning that he's a local guy. So I think just a different
How
emotion.
gross, Gene.
Again, this is a step in the right direction. This is the first step into getting into court and having a trial. And so,
Has Mr. Allen been cooperative? Has Mr. Allen been cooperative?
That's how it is
That concludes our press
pretty
conference
much
today.
here. The
Shortly, I will be releasing a press release that will have his photo and a couple more details that'll also be here for handout. That'll also be on the Indiana State Police Lafayette Post Facebook page. Right after this press conference, I'm going to send it out. There's also hard documents in the back. Thank you all for taking the time to be
oh
here
my
today and be
gosh,
safe.
Erwin. So thank God they got him. That's one case solved. Those poor families, my heart prayers go out to them. They're little girls. Oh, I can't even imagine. It's bad enough to lose your child and stuff, but to lose your child that way and know that their last moments were like that. Ugh. Okay, so this is the article on the arrest at Quentin Simon. So these people, Molly Golightly, Bullhorn Betty, Dollyvision, I can't remember Olivia's channel name. Olivia had a very small channel when she started out with Molly and Bullhorn Betty, but her channel has grown leaps and bounds. But I can't help but wonder, was it at the expense of, you know, who she is at heart? Because I'm sorry, I can't understand how in clear conscience these people think they're doing any good. I really can't. So the article says, the Chatham County Police Department has arrested four people. I thought it was three. 4 people that were protesting outside the home of missing toddler Quentin Simon Friday and Saturday night. Last night, one protester was arrested after they were reportedly banging on the windows and doors of the home on Buckhalter Road. Police have identified the protester as Kimberly Taylor and charged her with criminal trespassing. On Friday night, police say they had to visit the Buckhalter Road home twice after receiving complaints of people acting disorderly. 3 of the protesters blocked the driveway of the home, which prevented people from leaving. According to police, the 3 people who refused to move from the roadway were William Garrett, Wanda Boatwright, and John Boatwright. All 3 were arrested. Each will be charged with disorderly conduct. Right, Jean? Yes, Janet. And like I said, this is an ongoing thing. It's not just this case. They've done it with, they did it with the Watts case. They did it with the Brian Laundrie case. They did it with the Summer Wells case. And it interferes with law enforcement and their investigation. So you're making money off of these kids' names and these families' names. You're deciding who's guilty, who's innocent, and you're making a spectacle of it. And the police are busy tending to you guys and your misbehavior and your misconduct and all this, instead of being available for real emergencies. No, nobody knows. Exactly, Barbie. Nobody knows who did it. They just latch on to somebody who did it. They immediately, speculate. Oh, really, cringe? It's gross. Click, money, cash apps. Yeah. And Molly's always raving about how, her husband's this bigwig and they have money and everything else. So then why do you need all these donations to go chasing after the families of these kids? Not to mention, like, the neighbors, how they have to put up with it. I mean, they're literally outside of these people's houses with bullhorns. Yeah, I have it pulled up, Janet. Dolly deserved it. Yeah, I absolutely agree. And he's like, I didn't touch her. I never touched her. I guess he's trying to claim that he only put his hands on the bullhorn, but there was, when she wouldn't let go of the bullhorn, he grabbed her like at the wrist. So yeah, you did touch her. Hi, Ava. All right, this one is body of missing Quentin Simon. It's just the same case, guys. This little boy that went missing, and they are, they have it all solved. Body of missing Quentin Simon may not be found despite grueling landfill search. Authorities are continuing to search for toddler Quentin Simon, who went missing from the playpen at his Georgia home on October 5th. So that he was in the playpen, and they claimed that then they came, to check on him, and he was gone. Yeah, right, Jean. Bullhorn Betty looks like somebody who would be intimidated, doesn't she? No. I didn't. That was one I did not like from the beginning. Molly fooled me for a little while. While the child has been missing for 4 weeks, and the Chatham County Police Department and others have been digging through thousands of tons of garbage in a landfill, authorities put out a statement Wednesday saying that it is possible he may not be found. We knew going into this landfill search, the odds of recovering Quentin's remains were low, the department wrote on Facebook and Twitter. Most landfill searches do not end in a recovery due to many factors, including volume of trash to search and compression of the debris. However, we stay focused. The landfill search has been a task more grueling than anyone could imagine, added the Post. We would like to thank the dedicated Chatham County Police Department, FBI, GBI, and Chatham County Sheriff's Office personnel who have gone to that site day after day, determined to find Quentin and to find answers. The police added that the boy's mother, Leilani Simon, 22, remains the prime suspect, stating that everything still points to his remains being recovered in the landfill. She was previously named as the prime suspect after her 20-month-old son went missing from their Buckhalter Road home in Savannah on October 5th, although no charges have been filed against her. The child was reported missing around 9 a.m. in the morning of his disappearance after Quinn's family realized he was gone at 6 a.m. He was wearing a light blue Sesame Street shirt and black pants. Why did it take 3 hours for them to contact police? 20 months old. He's not even 2 years old. And it took you 3 hours to contact police? Oh my gosh, I am so sorry, Holly. Ugh, how awful. Good morning, Rachel. Yep. That's what I was just saying the other day, Barbie. My youngest is 14, and I still wait outside until the bus comes and I see her get on the bus. I don't even let her stand out there by herself. This world has gotten too crazy. Good morning, Brandy. In an October 25th interview with local station WTOC TV, Simon said that she wanted her son to be recovered happy and alive. We want him back in our arms holding us. That's what we want, she added. We're just hoping that he's in somebody's house and they're feeding him and maybe they wanted a baby or couldn't have a baby, she told the station. Maybe they thought they were his savior. That's our best hope at this point. And then here is the screenshot from the Twitter. 4 weeks ago today, we received the call that would spark the largest search and most far-reaching investigation in the history of the Chatham County Police Department. It was the call that little Quentin Simon was missing. Previously, the chief of police, Jeff Hadley, had told reporters that police believe Quentin's body was put in a trash bin and later dumped at the landfill. While many have aided in the search, other locals have since picketed outside the family home in Georgia, where 4 people were arrested for either blocking the home's driveway or banging on the windows earlier this month. The New York Post has since reported that Leilani and her mother, Billy Jo Howell, were spotted at a bar on Tybee Island. The mother denies her involvement in her son's disappearance. I'm here, she told WTOC. I've been here every day since this. I'm not running and I'm not hiding. And if something does come up that I am at fault, I will take myself to that police station. That statement alone seems really odd to me. Hi, Vanessa. Hi, Cowboy. That's I'm here. I've been here every day since this. I'm not running and I'm not hiding. And if something does come up that I am at fault, I will take myself to that police station. If something does come up that I'm at fault, it's like she doesn't know. Like, if you were totally innocent, would you have said that statement? If something does come up that I'm at fault, I will take myself to the police station. I don't think that's a statement you would say if... Yeah, Jean. This police department is holding their cards very close, which is good because that's what messes up a lot of investigations. Good morning, Holy Water. Good morning, animals. Oh, the Casey Anthony. Ugh. Right. A what? Good morning, Stephanie. What's a ghost gun? Good morning, Summer D. Right, Summer. Yeah, I just thought that was a really odd statement for her to make, because if you were innocent, you would continue claiming your innocence, not say, if something comes up that I'm at fault. All right. We would also like to thank the many people, both here at home and around the world, who have offered support and encouragement during these last 4 weeks. We appreciate every word and act of kindness for our department and everyone who is working so hard on this case. Yeah, everyone that's working hard on the case, not making a mockery of it. Dollyvision, Bullhorn Betty, Molly Golightly, allegedly, and all that stuff. Whoops. So this is Dollyvision assaulting another woman.
Okay, the popo's here. There's the other room.
Yeah, what did you do with the video, Justin? What did you do with the video of Dolly assaulting the woman? You cut it off and started a new video. You're a piece of shit is why.
CPS did kill those kids. They didn't grab her. No, we didn't.
Oh, well, where's the video? You were videoing it. You were right in front of the car. Where's the video? You started a new one after that happened. Where is it?
He never even touched her.
Nope.
Can you see the video?
She has skin-to-skin contact with me.
Oh, shut up, Daddy. It's not about
You got that on
it.
record, don't we, baby?
No, you don't.
Think you're funny.
Good
I hope they
morning,
put you in handcuffs.
Illyria.
You always want someone in handcuffs. Where is Dolly? Did he leave after not doing anything?
The cops are here right now.
Hmm.
Yes, that's why she comes over here and pulls up right in front of her and almost hits her. And then she gets her bullhorn and starts acting like she's going to hit the woman. That's raping. And the woman said, back up, back up. You step one more foot. Yep. And she just kept going on.
Where's the video? Why do you have to explain it? Where's the video? You were right there the entire time.
Exactly. I agree, Gene. Right, Janet. And I feel like Olivia did too. I'll have to look in my subscribed videos because I can't remember Olivia's channel name, but I feel like Olivia sold her soul too.
She is causing problems. She is not being peaceful. She is being violent, and she's using a vehicle as a weapon.
Oh my God. Wow. You lie about everything. Everything. You're a shit disturber.
Oh my gosh.
She thinks we're going to put up with this. She's got another thing coming. And law enforcement are going to be kind to her. They will not be kind to her. And if they don't ask her to leave, I have to threaten her. She can't be threatened for their life. This lady being out here, it's bad for her.
You feel threatened for your life, Andra? When Antifa figures out who you are, and they come out there because you've chased them, who you are, and they come out there because you've chased them alone, one member at a time through neighborhoods. JLR was chasing one down the street downtown somewhere.
So I did stop, like I said, I stopped watching Molly Golightly for quite a while. I never followed Bullhorn Betty. But so this channel is called Heels in the Air. When Molly Golightly, Olivia, Bullhorn Betty, and I want to say there was somebody else, when they first started working on cases together, they called themselves Heels on the Ground, and this channel is called Heels in the Air. So I assume that I don't know who took, who kind of like stole the name from who, but this channel, I was like, good, like somebody, that sees the disgustingness of all of this.
You protested in front of the house of another one and called him a murderer. They're going to know who you are, Andra.
Yeah, I was racing in front of a car. That's why she went around and jumped on me because I was in front of a car. All I was doing was breaking.
Queen Bee has it all, just so you know.
Eileen is a confirmed crackhead, which we know because she was tweaking out here in the front yard.
That's confirmed. Well, Molly was tweaking all day yesterday. Is that confirmed? Can we call it confirmed?
Where's ICU?
Molly, Anna Lynn, no, they're in I call it the drama community. It's true crime drama. But, what was I going to say? I was going to say something about Molly. I don't remember now.
As a mother of six, but a grandmother of 14.
Yes, I agree.
ICU.
Illyria, she's gotten gross.
ICU. Do you have anything on her? Any arrest or anything on her? I don't know.
Why don't you send it to Chris McDonough, and he can do a full background.
I didn't know that until just yesterday.
Why are you doxing
Illyria?
this woman? Anybody do a background on you, Justin? Because I have a feeling you have shit in your past. I'm good at backgrounds. Nobody really knows that. I'm real good at backgrounds. What about your family, Justin?
Diet pills.
They all good?
Somebody said
Aren't you from
that
the
meant
stick?
she was taking Adderall. What did MFW try to do? See, I haven't been on YouTube for years, like some of you. At least not to the extent where, like, I followed people religiously. It wasn't until Periscope shut down that I really, got into YouTube. Yeah, she calls herself a life coach. Who would want to take life advice from a woman who stalks families of missing children?
Kentucky or some shit. Like, do you have a number?
Yeah,
down?
that worked out well.
That's
Barbie.
What do you have on her? What are you going to do about it? That's the only power these people feel like they have. Oh, I'm going to do a background on you. I'm going to find out who you are. Have you done Andrews?
Yes, same. Janet, me too. And then I was like, I can't stand to watch him. He is so full of himself. I don't know how he gets through doors with the head that big, but yeah.
You can get a privacy
They're really going all out to protect the baby
another
killer.
one.
Wow, I thought
Justin,
that
you
was
don't need to be eating
all
that.
again.
I thought we were about
Yeah,
the
I
victim.
noticed.
I mean,
he's,
seriously, you don't need to be.
I noticed MFW has been doing a little bit of true crime on Insta.
No. Is that a donut? Oh, it's a jelly-filled donut.
Is Justin the one that was working with Bullhorn Betty and Molly and Olivia in the beginning? Because they had a falling out, I know, and now they're all back together. I missed the whole, I pretty much missed most of between the falling out and the getting back together. I didn't really follow them even when, when they were doing Brian Laundrie and stuff. I followed a little bit back with Chris Watts.
You gotta fucking flotational device around her.
Oh, Justin.
Yeah,
Justin. Don't make me insert your picture here, Chubby.
No, you don't have to apologize here, hippie. I get it.
People that look like you shouldn't talk about how other people look.
She's crazy, guys. She's legit. No,
She was sitting in a chair with a bullhorn. She wasn't standing. She wasn't doing anything. She was sitting in a chair with a bullhorn. And she's crazy. Dolly came over and snatched her bullhorn and touched her, which is assault. Ask Andra. But she's crazy.
Really? Exactly, Lexi.
Come hang out with me.
It's amazing how many women, these insecure, thirsty women, take up for Dolly. She's clearly shown what a violent little munchkin he is. And they still take up for him. No one has said that was wrong. Please, in the comment section, put a 1
Oh, it's
if you thought
probably
that was
left
wrong.
over from Wednesday, Jag. It was probably Lilith.
And a 2 if you thought that was okay. Because she was
Jason.
sitting there
Good morning.
with a bullhorn and she deserved it.
Okay, AR.
Hi there, everybody. I hope everybody's had a decent week and that everybody's okay and that you have a fantastic and blessed and safe weekend.
Yeah. Yep, happy.
This, you see the story there. Chatham County Police Chief Hadley. Protesters have turned search into money-making circus. What happened yesterday is exactly what a lot of us have said was going to happen. The only thing that I'm thankful for is that it wasn't as bad as what I thought, okay, was going to happen. You see, he has a perfect example of Bullhorn
He
Betty.
did.
And
At first it was one, I
entourage,
believe, and then he switched
and the
to
hatred,
two because he couldn't get it away.
and the potential violence that these people spread as soon as they pay attention to any case.
And the thing is now he's going to have to go back to Georgia, like for hearings and stuff. So dumb.
Normally a high profile case, and they create havoc, and it's all based on lies. Okay, they went onto that street where there's families like yours, like mine, with children of varying ages, because it's a suburb. Okay, so it's going to be all kinds of people, all kinds of families, with all ages.
I don't really want to watch this whole video from her.
Aileen, you muted us. Unmute. Aileen, unmute. Unmute. Aileen, unmute. She's got...
I don't know whose this is either, but I don't think this was muted in the other one I saw. Oh, here. Alright, here it is.
Bitch. Hold on, I'll be right back, guys.
That one wasn't all of it. Perfect view. All right, let's see. Why does it cut off right there?
Oh, Dolly's assaulting her! Oh! Dolly just assaulted her!
They're homeless, Chloe. They had to move out of that motel because it got shut down and condemned. And we haven't heard anything from them since. I haven't seen anything on Insta, nothing on YouTube, nothing on Twitch.
Whoa, Dolly! Dolly just got physical.
Hold on, I'll be right back, guys.
Dolly's going to jail.
I'm gonna end it.
Oh, he ended that shit. He was gonna delete it. Oh, we got that.
This might be the one. I did watch this one earlier.
This is the dimension of imagination. It is an area which we call the Twilight Zone.
I'm looking at it.
Yeah, he came back.
Oh, what is it? What's your name? Tammy. What's up? Huh?
Yes, Gene. So annoying. Can you imagine those poor people?
I'm confused. I don't know what's going on.
Somebody just called that one over here.
No, they're doing it.
I think it's the same thing that called from earlier.
Oh, I don't know.
But you didn't get just assaulted again just now, right?
Same Bella.
Same call from earlier.
No, but the guy was out there. You're not arresting him.
Maybe they woke up there, watched the video.
Maybe, I don't know. I'm really confused.
What would you tell them that it didn't just happen?
No, they don't. You know,
I know, Lexi.
So, officer, are you going to arrest the guy who assaulted her? Are you going to take your job?
They were not. So this has already been reported. So you see Mr. Williams, the charge.
Oh, okay, thanks.
He came back and ran, officer.
The cops have got to think this is the biggest damn joke. It's so ridiculous.
Yeah, but they're not doing nothing about it.
True, I know.
He was literally sitting right there.
Yeah,
I know, I go back.
I understand, sir. I totally agree with you. My constitutional right, though. You don't want to break the first 10, 15 minutes, right?
They do, Willie, but I don't think there's like annual ones or anything. I think once they pass, like the police academy, then I don't think they have to do. It's not like in the military where you have to continually do physical tests and stuff. I think once they pass the police academy, that's it.
Officer, you gonna arrest Jimmy Williams? He's just hiding. He hasn't left. He's just hiding. Officer, check his car. He's probably smoking weed in there. Dolly's a pussy.
I do wonder if he is hiding in a car. I don't know.
Oh, he's hiding. He didn't have enough time to leave. He's hiding.
He definitely was just here, so he took off quick. Now I don't.
He's probably hiding behind Molly.
What? Hiding like a little bitch. You here? Hey, yes, that's him. Down there. Yep. We spotted Dolly.
Oh shit. Let's see this shit.
Good shit. Good shit.
Yep.
They want to watch it.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say or smoke will be used against you in the court of law. Can we get a closer look? If not, it's okay.
Does her watermark. Look at her face, like just lightly. I love
Yeah,
that.
we're getting off the property. I think
You're fine.
Okay.
Be waiting here.
Thank you. I'm sorry. This is here.
No, you're fine. It's down there.
Yeah, there's two here.
Oh, he
and then
doesn't
there's
get
another
his
one.
on.
They're putting cuffs on him. They're putting cuffs. Okay.
I can't zoom in, guys.
Okay.
I can't zoom in.
Because the camera.
Oh shit! Let me go down.
The camera speeded it from seeing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, they got cop cars with lights on down there.
Yeah, there's two here.
Oh, he
and
looks
then
like he has
there's another one.
handcuffs on.
They're putting cuffs on him.
Handcuffs on.
They're putting cuffs.
Ronnie.
He's in cuffs. Really down.
Going to jail, guys. Going to jail.
Okay, so one tragedy pimp down. Dolly going to jail. They got him.
Fuck with Jersey.
Oh, I bet Betty ain't streaming.
I know.
I bet Betty ain't. You could get a little closer, Tammy. Don't be scared.
Yeah.
And I mean, would you have any, like, are they going to have any guilt if who they peg as the kidnapper or murderer, because we don't know at this point? Well, they sound pretty sure that Quentin Simon is unalived, but we don't know with Summer. I mean, are they going to feel any remorse for torturing these people if they're not guilty? They are, Ronnie. Well, they stand on the street in front of private property. Exactly, Cringe. That's what I don't get. How do they think what they're doing serves any purpose? If anything, it's interfering with finding the real culprit. And I'm not saying that the families aren't involved, but I'm not going to go out and accuse them without proof. If the cops haven't arrested them yet, then then who am I to judge it? Like, I just find it really, really irresponsible. I feel like, and I know my channel's small and everything, but I feel like as creators, you have a responsibility. And you're acting like complete lunatics.
I'm going a little bit, but I definitely don't want to go near their shit. I'm not going near their shit. I'm not even going to pass their shit.
I understand. I can't see Dolly though, but this is great.
I doubt it,
Let me see. Well, I don't. He's to the right. Well, the cops are in his way, but he is in cuffs.
Nice. They should check him for weed.
Mm-hmm.
Let her. I'll die if they put the handcuffs on her.
Yes,
bitch.
Janet,
This is
I just
online,
watched
baby.
that this morning.
This
again.
is live.
Hey, Betty, where are you streaming this, Betty? Oh, Cher's calling me. 1 second.
Oh, they're going to be hot after this.
Oh,
shit. Hey, Cher.
I had to move my car because I had my car right here. I think the cameras couldn't see them. And then But they went over and down.
Oh yeah, and Billy told them they got to move, so they should be packing their shit up to move.
Yeah,
Hold
the,
on, what
the
are they
kids
doing?
are, Jag.
They're
Shanny
patting
and
down.
Well, Shanny's kids are, they're in foster care and doing well.
Fuck this shit.
Dolly down. Yeah,
But
there
I
you
would
go.
love
Get on
to
that
know
side. That's better.
where the foster parents were when William was recorded to be put on YouTube.
I want to shout out general awareness to Dolly real fast. Hi, Dolly. Did they check your car for weed, Dolly? Hey, look, there's Justin's Tesla. Did they check Dolly's car for weed?
Are you mad? Are you
down.
so mad? You're so mad.
Did they check Dolly's car for weed?
So mad.
Yeah, exactly.
Officers,
He's
he's
still
got weed
alive.
on
I'm
him.
not the one out here high. I ain't the one out here high.
Look, there's Molly. Molly, go heavier. I can't believe you passed up on the fried chicken, Betty. I can't believe Betty passed up on the fried chicken.
You're the news. If you like to know, I tell you exactly what.
No, there really are people, Willie, that that want to stay in the system. Like they get out of jail and they do something to get put back in there because they don't know how to handle life on, you know, on their own out in the real world.
What happened? They're called tragedy pimps.
Yep, they're tragedy pimps right over there across the street. They are pissed. We are fucking their whole
Why does
grift
he
up.
talk to her?
Dolly ran away from
There's
the scene
something off
earlier.
about him too.
Dolly, we
Born
love
Betty,
you,
you're not
Dolly.
getting dick tonight. Born Betty's not getting dick
Raw
tonight,
and
everybody.
uncut video, ladies and gentlemen. Raw, uncut. Is
Yep.
this his West Virginia for?
Justin tried dirty deleting it, but we got it. Y'all are going down. Hey, Molly, the clown will be there tomorrow, Molly.
Him setting up right there, and he's real news.
Yeah, that's the guy was here. I said, I'll
Molly, the clown will be there tomorrow. Da, 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 da.
I'm gonna make sure he goes. He got handcuffed? Because I was.
Yeah, he was cuffed.
He's handcuffed.
He was cuffed. He was patted
I
down.
kind of feel bad. Not.
Is he in the car now?
You hear that? No justice to this baby. I give up. I'll go back.
Check Dolly's car, officers. Get a drug dog
I
out there
know.
ASAP.
How crazy
Stat.
is that, hippie?
Dolly has a lot of weed on him.
That's right. Go subscribe to Queen Bee and Savage Live Media. Absolutely. Burnt toast.
General awareness.
General awareness.
Absolutely. General awareness.
It's like
Yeah,
shitty
the
camera.
jump channel.
Bitch. I love her. She's my bitch.
Thank you, officer, for doing your job. Check your cash out.
You can't help it.
Check your
And
cash
here's
out.
an end really don't make no money. She don't get no super chats or nothing.
He is cuffed and stuffed, just like Betty was last night.
Yep. She said that he wasn't there. She tried to hide it, that she allowed him back.
This is the dimension of imagination. It is an area which we call...
Ooh, somebody's shooting.
Yeah, he came back.
Oh, what was it? What's your name?
Tammy.
Hold on.
What's up? Huh?
Oh, that's interesting, Janet. I never really thought
I don't know the name of it.
together. Alright, let me see if we can find drags. Oh, that's not his main channel though. He's been covering this stuff for a long time. Oh, it's okay, Gene. Mine does the same thing. Oops, that's nothing. What's his main channel called? Oh, no. Unless he took the video down? No, he thinks he is a reverend. And how you can sit there and preach the Bible and Christianity and everything and be doing the stuff that you're doing, even as far as, I mean, I'm sorry, they are scamming people. I don't know what they're doing right now because they haven't been online. So I don't know how they're eating or anything. I'm looking for drag for the video from last night. Cringe. Though I thought this was his second channel, Drag Not the Bully. It's not on there. The closest one was 4 days ago. Hi, Cray Cray, welcome. Who's drinking? Yes, Rev is a con artist. Oh, okay, thank you. There we go. I don't really watch him.
So downstairs and broke a lot of stuff too.
I don't really watch him, so I don't know whether or not he's going to be too fast on 1.5. I'll be right back, guys.
Yeah, what's going on? What's going on? All right, let me just say the reason that I am a couple minutes late is because I was talking to my guest. You know, like I swear, I feel like if we had unlimited time, we could probably talk for like hours. You know, that's fine. I normally could talk with anybody, you know, and find some sort of common ground. And with my religious background, you know, I mean, I did that stuff. You know, I was in it. I just want to preface a couple things real quick before I get my guest on. I have some bullet points written down. I do have my chat, not a chat. I do have my my thing with the super chats turned off. You will still see them in the chat, but they won't pop up. So this way, because he can't hear them, and this way, if someone's watching, you know, it doesn't get all twisted. But hey, Shani, for Christ, not the real one. I mean, Penny, Sweaty, Twisted, Philly guy, shouts out, what's up? How's everyone doing? All right. Without further ado, then let's get into it. Okay. You still there, right?
Yes, I am.
All right. Okay. All right. So basically, yeah, this is just I want to finish up. You know, I know you said you have limited time. That's fine. Wanted to finish up from my last time talking. You know, it was a lot of mixed emotions. Definitely. I know going into it, I had an idea of what I was going to say to you, but you like I said to you just now offline, if someone comes at me in a nice way, in a respectful way, I can give that back. You know, no matter what. I don't know if you read the comments of the video we did and the other video that I did. I was watching your video, but the consensus I got from the comments is basically like, sure, a lot of people feel like maybe you should have seen some of the writing or the shit on the wall. But on the other side of the coin, I think you did win a lot of respect for paying for them for damn near a year, right? Almost a year?
Yeah. No, actually, it was more than a year. It was more than a year because if you count the end of Colorado and you count when it was with the uncle and then when it was with me, it was more than a year. It was almost 2 if you think about it.
So you were still giving them money up at the Colorado home. That's what you said. Now, did you ever ask them? Did you ever say, "Hey, why do I have to pay if you guys have money?" Or
Oh no. They told me that they were behind in their rent and they couldn't keep up with everything. So I was helping them with the phone bill. I helped them with some key fobs. I helped them with one of their electrical bills or something like that. I helped them get food, what they call medication, and a couple of other things.
Why do they need?
And then when they went to the uncles, I was helping them mainly with food and helping them with like clothes a little bit and medication. And then obviously with the house, they got rent-free living. I was paying for the internet. I was paying for the electrical for a long time. I was paying for the water for a very long time. I was paying for everything.
all right. I wanted to show this to you last time, but we ran out of time. On Rev, I know he hasn't made a video, but his last, from a week ago, on his community tab, when he says, "G-Man is the most two-faced person I've ever known. If you are his friend, beware. He recorded a private phone conversation with the owner here and released it. Apparently through Toasty. He's a conniving liar. Haha." Now, what do you think is he just trying to save face there with that?
No, I think he's sadly misinformed. I think that he went to Burnt Toast channel, saw Burnt Toast playing the video, and thought that I was talking to Burnt Toast. In reality, when all of that happened, the person that was on the phone with me live was Drag, and I had him listen. I think he was in the middle of doing something else or whatever, but he was there, and I wanted him to listen to the conversation because everybody on here everybody was constantly on here accusing me of lying or whatever. So I wanted to have a witness this time. So I called him, and he listened to the whole thing, and I said he can do whatever he wants with it. You know what I mean? So he wanted permission to use it on YouTube. I gave him permission. But Jason said that I was collaborating, that I was planning and plotting with Burnt Toast. No, I was not plotting with Burnt Toast. Burnt Toast, I think, got it from watching Drag.
Gene, he basically supported them for the past, year and a half. He gave them a place to stay. He was buying them groceries. He was buying them clothes. He, would buy them birthday presents. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. He's not all there either, because if he knew about all this abuse and everything and did nothing, he was really the only halfway stable person in those boys' lives, though. Halfway, I said.
Burnt Toast wasn't on the phone with me and Drag. Well, actually, it was me first, and then I called Drag on Skype, so you can listen there.
You're fine, Brandy.
Yeah. It was a 2-part thing that she had.
Now, he called me Two-Face, calling me a Two-Face friend. I think he kind of forgot what he did to me the first time I lived in that house. So I think you might want to be careful with the whole Two-Face thing.
All right. Well, speaking of the motel, let's get into that. So, were you surprised? Did you hear about the Rev on the news and all that? I mean, you said that, but
halfway.
How did you find out about that?
I wasn't surprised that they was eventually kicked out, but I was a little bit taken back by the fact that that everybody in the hotel got kicked out because of an oil leak. I was a little surprised by that. I watched that a couple of times. They're probably in that shelter and downtown Scranton over there by a guy Singer. That's probably where they're at right now. I didn't see their car down there. That's why I'm not saying they're definitely down there. But that's probably where they're at. And there's a program. I forget what the program's called. But the government, and I recently found out about this, but the government will pay for your your rent.
Cray, I usually have to be told I'm on mute like a minimum of like 3 times per stream. It wouldn't be a Dani stream if I didn't mute myself. So yes, they were highly abusive. Whoever asked that, they were neglectful. Shanny would eat right in front of them. It's always about Shanny getting food to eat. Rev would give up eating so that Shanny could eat. Shanny would eat instead of feed the boys. It was like just really crazy. And then the boys would pee and poop all over their bedroom, all over the carpet, the walls, the mattresses, as if they were like afraid to go out of their room to use the bathroom. Right. Well, that's the thing, Bella. They would need like lifelong therapy. I mean, they've been raised in such a way that, I mean, like peeing and pooping in their rooms, you know, the neglect. There's things that they haven't been taught that should just be, you know, a parent just automatically teaches.
If you are officially on the street homeless or whatever, and they will pay for your rent up to 2 years till you can get back on your feet or whatever. So they might be in that program. So I don't know. All I know is that right now they don't got no internet wherever they are.
Okay, but
no, and that's
you
what I'm
said
saying
that you talked
with this
to
guy,
the owner.
with G-Man, the one on the right. That's what I'm saying. Like, he knew stuff, you know, was going on. I'm sure there's no way he could not have known it, because there's been stuff all over, you know, YouTube and Twitch about it. So he knew, and he didn't report it, and he's still helping them. I can guarantee he's helping them. Why would he talk to them a few times a week if he isn't going to help them, when he's literally supported them fully for the past year and a half?
Owner, like a few times, right? A couple of times.
Yeah, I got his phone number and everything. Yep. I'm the one who gave it to Dragnet.
Why did he allow them to extend? You see, some people are under the impression that he was either a slumlord or some guy that basically took a hotel that was condemned and started letting people come in. I've actually seen that before. People renting rooms.
That owner, he's rare. He's really nice, and I think that that Shanny and Rev got to talking to him, and he felt sorry for them and let them stay in the room. Plus, he had a copy of my debit card, so he could have kept charging my card if he wanted to. Except the only problem is that card is no longer valid no more. I have a totally different card now with a different number and everything.
Well, that's good, especially with them too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So what do you think happened? Someone went down the basement to try to steal some copper from, you know, to sell it, and then they grabbed more than they should have, and then just oil started leaking out?
I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea what happened. All I know is that, and this is what I think as a Christian, I think that that God was just trying to hurry them out to be on the street so that they can start doing something for themselves. Because as long as they're comfortable, they're not going to do nothing for themselves. You know what I mean? As long as they got that roof over their head and they got a little bit of heat and they're just not going to do nothing. They're not going to go try to get a job. They're not going to try to do anything to better their situation. So now that they have nowhere to go, they have no choice but to do the paperwork. They have no choice but to do the things that they got to do now.
Okay, so getting back to the state of the hotel, you had no idea that it was on its way to almost being a condemned. Because the guy said he didn't know that there was people staying with him. I don't know why he said that. Yeah, the owner in the news video. I can play
when they went there, it was the cheapest hotel I could find within a 20-mile radius of where the house is, and that house was like $37 or $47 a week. I'm sorry, $47 a day for them to stay there. So the only reason I put them there because it was affordable. If they would have went to the Marriott or the micro hotel or whatever, it would have been a lot more. I think the micro hotel said that they were $65 a day, I think it was, and the Marriott was closer to 100, I think, from what they told me.
That's where they wanted to stay, right? They wanted to Marriott it all.
Oh yeah, but I said that ain't happening because I ain't got that kind of money. They should have just been grateful they had a roof over their head, but instead they were complaining the whole time. They could have easily been sleeping on the street.
So okay, so you basically think what happened to them is less than it was a landlord that knew that his place is falling apart and more divine intervention?
No, I think that it was just a cheap, crappy hotel that they were staying at, and you know, and it just fell apart while they were there. They ran into some bad luck, but I think God is directly involved in that. I think God is trying to get those two to do something for themselves. Shanny kept bragging about how God was a father and God was with her and all this other stuff and whatnot. But in reality, I think he was the one that was mainly against them, and he's the one chastising them and punishing them, you know, for the things that they've done to other people.
So, but when you saw that, you weren't like, oh my god, this is I can't believe this is happening to them again. It is kind of interesting though.
I sent them because the only way you can contact them is through Cash App. So I sent them a request. I was requesting $2 from them. But in the Cash App, you're able to put a little note there.
Jelly,
so in the note, I was
G-Man.
asking them, I told them, I saw the news, are they okay?
This is the one that was helping Shanny and Rev for the past year and a half.
And I think I did the same thing on Skype too. And I didn't get a response. So I don't think they have any access to the internet whatsoever, which means that they're probably at the shelter.
Yeah, well, I heard his either his Cash App or his PayPal, maybe even both, were reported again. About that?
One of them is supposedly still good, I think, because it's still on my thingy, and I can still send messages back and forth on it. But they don't respond though, so I don't really do it much.
So even since the day that they had to leave that hotel, they didn't try to call you, huh?
No, but Shanny sent me a Cash App request for $10 trying to get money for water, but I found out that the hotel was giving away water for free, so they get the free breakfast and they get the water that they was giving them. And when I say free breakfast, I mean they probably would have got coffee and a muffin, but that'd have been better than nothing.
And even that is surprising to me. If this place was so in bad shape to offer free breakfast, usually if it's about on its way to get condemned, usually they're not offering the free breakfast. But I did feel bad for the rest of the patrons there that had to stay at that hotel, and they had to get kicked out as well.
Yeah, everybody they had to go. They're probably going to fix that pipe and then go back into business again. I don't think that's going to last long.
Yeah, well, it's probably a legal issue.
Mm-hmm. But like I said, it's the best thing that could have possibly happened to them, because now they're going to be forced to have to go out there and work. Because once they start dealing with the government ain't going to want to hear all those excuses. That ain't social media that they're going to be on. They ain't going to want to hear all that. Because even if they receive disability, you got to go to your appointment. You got to fill out paperwork. They don't want to hear all those excuses.
I mean, don't you feel at this point like they're so past rock bottom? I mean,
no, they're at rock bottom right now.
Yeah,
they're at rock bottom right now. I think the next step is going to be them breaking up. I think that's what's coming. Because one of them is going to realize that they don't got to go through that no more. Either Shanny's going to realize that she don't got to go through that, or Jason's going to realize that he don't got to go through that. But they're going to break up soon, I think, if they haven't done it already.
I mean, I would think it'd be Shanny because she's making Rev wipe her butt and everything. Did you know about that? Did you know that she was?
Oh, yeah, he told me, and I actually got mad at him because I told him that he could have been a caretaker and he could have got paid $500 a week to be her caretaker, because if they was going to the hospital and she was as handicapped as she said she was, he could have filled out an application. He would have to report, what he's doing on a daily basis on a log or whatever. But he would have been receiving $500 a week. I could have did it for crying out loud if I was there every day, which I wasn't. But he definitely could have did it. But neither one of them wants to work. That's the problem.
Yeah.
And Jason's mindset, I think, at that particular time when he told me that, is this dude still thinks he's worth $700,000. And he's not. He doesn't understand that he's poor now.
Yeah.
When he said that to you, that he like wipes her butt like on a daily basis, did he say it in like he has to because of her weight, or did he say it like he's doing it out of like?
No, he just said that Shanny can't do it. Shanny's so big that she can't get around and do it herself.
Wow.
Yeah,
I was
she can't do it herself.
watching
And he told me that he bathes her
one of
when
their
she goes in the
videos
shower. He has to
from
bathe her.
Colorado,
And
oh my
he also wipes her
gosh,
butt
has she
when
gained
she goes to the bathroom.
Then they're not even married.
Oh, and that's the other thing. You know what I mean? They keep walking around here talking about they're married, and then they make videos saying that we broke up. Yeah. Married people don't break up. Married people get divorced. You know what I mean? So they're crazy with that.
Oops.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't put the thing back up. Sorry, guys.
Do you know anything about Doug, her first husband? Does he know?
Nope. Y'all know more than I do. All I know is his name is Doug, and I think he has substance abuse issues. Other than that, that's it.
And right there, that is the only reason why I think Shanny does more than Delta 8, allegedly, in Minecraft and all that. But that's why, only because
a lot
of the previous
single parents do
I
that, Jag. Unfortunately, both mine did.
Those older videos you can watch, you can see the whole lore that Shanny would, hey Rev, here you can't drink, but here have some pot, have some of this. And he kind of wasn't really into it at first, but she kind of kept pushing him, and then now he's doing it.
And now he's addicted.
Yeah,
and he believes that garbage is his salvation. That's the thing. He believes he can't function without it, and that's what she's convinced him of. That's why I said the best thing that he could possibly do is get away from her. And I think you can find a lot of Shanny's old stuff on Daily Motion. A lot of Brett Keen's atheistic videos are on there, and I think a lot of Shanny's stuff is on there too. When she was the amazing the amazing ex-atheist or something like that. A lot of that stuff is on Daily Motion.
Yeah, because she was a total atheist before she found Rev and manipulated him to take her and her kids in.
No. She was a so-called great debate, Christian with the rest of us debating. But like I said, she got out of that and started arguing with people like myself and other people saying that debate was reprobate. And then Chris cheated on her. She went through her little thing or whatever. and then she started like courting, trying to get Jason. She was trying to get me, Jason, and I think it was one other
That's
person
what I call it too.
that she was trying to get.
Oh, you're saying besides you and and Rev, she was trying to get with another guy as well.
I just forget who. You got to watch the Fund the Archive channel. I think on there she reveals who them people were, but it wasn't just me, and it wasn't just Jason.
But
the only reason I'm convinced the only reason she wanted him.
Yeah.
Well, two things. I think she has feelings for him somewhat, but I think the main thing that she was this guy's money and getting unlimited weed over there in Colorado. That's what I personally think.
Well, and get away with it from CPS, because if anyone calls CPS, there really wasn't much they could do because it was a legal substance in Colorado.
Yeah. And when they came to Jersey, I'm sorry, not Jersey. When they came to Pennsylvania, over in Scranton, Shani kept talking about like the oil, the substance that's in Delta 8. That was legal for them to use, and she would always be saying, have the shakes and everything. I know I talked about this before. She always say she got the shakes, because of the pain that she was going through. But that what them shakes was that she was going through withdrawal and she needed her fix. That's what it was. Looking back at it, I didn't know it at the time, but looking back at it, that's what I think was going on.
She was after that weirdo J-Dubs guy. You know J-Dubs?
I think yeah, she was flirting with J-Dubs a few times. Yep.
Of course she was.
She was flirting with J-Dubs, and it might have been somebody else too. I'm just trying to think.
That radio show that you were on, Blog Talk Radio, you were you had a I don't know if it was channels or whatever, and so did Rev. Were you guys on the same one, or were you on two separate ones?
No, I was on a separate one. I was doing the Blog Talk for the Hebrew Israelites, and then I think Rev was doing stuff for that conspiracy theory stuff that he's into.
Wait, is there someone called Positively Godless? Was that somebody else that she was after as well?
I don't know if she was after him, but she never really said anything negative about him, though. I don't think.
Yeah. All right, I wanna play you your video because I know you made this video, and people said, "Oh my God, like there's a cough there," and then after that, you made a follow-up video saying that you didn't really hear a cough, but I want to ask you, when you watch this video again at around 6 minutes 50 seconds in, did you use headphones because you can hear it?
No, I use my phone. My phone picks up things pretty good. But if there's a cough, and I'm standing where I'm standing, or I'm standing where the mailbox is, and there has to be something outside because they're not there. But anyway, that.
Oh yeah. I just wanted to play it because then it's Rev's mother. You know what I mean? Or an Uber.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's something because you can hear it. But here, I will play it. Here, I'll stop my music.
All right, this looks important.
See, that sounds like almost like a bus coming by.
Might have been a car driving by. Everybody keeps talking about how there's ghosts in that house and everything. I see the problem with me is I don't believe in that stuff. I believe in Jesus. I don't believe in don't believe in no Casper the Friendly Ghost walking around. I don't believe in that stuff.
Well,
That's
all the
awful,
people that I
Jay.
know in Pennsylvania always tell me that Pennsylvania is really, really old. That's why if anywhere would be there would be hauntings, it'd be over there because just of how old the area is. Super old. And that one video, Shani said that there was stuff, like moving around. She just kept hearing it. So you don't hear that cough. All right.
But if there's a cough, it's got to be somebody outside because I'm the only one there.
Well, right here at this time, you had that door open still, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I
think I'm looking at a letter or something like that in the mail or something.
You don't hear that.
Oh yeah, there was definitely a cough.
That's the cough. That's where everyone was like, what is that?
It could have been outside.
Okay, Willie, have a great day.
Well, that's what I'm
weekend.
saying. You should try, like, in the future when people are like, hey, I don't think they're trying to be trolly. I think they're just, like, concerned. I mean, man,
No, it's not that. I always get a couple of people in my comment section trying to start trouble. You know what I mean? Like, right now, there's no warring going on, but they're trying to, like, speed it up so I can get back to warring with everybody.
Yeah. No, okay. Well, like I said, that especially you don't live there, so if you're only there to like fix the place up, there could be someone like hiding in the walls. You ever see that video where there's someone like sleeping in the dude's walls, and they to pee in the sink?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why I was like, oh my God, like once I heard
you said pee in the sink.
Yeah, she didn't want to because she didn't want to go past the guy's room, so she'd go to the bathroom in the sink, and then go eat his stuff, and then go back in her cubby hole.
Ugh.
Oh, Brett wants to know. Has Shani ever tried to?
Okay,
I mean, I
Jay.
know she tried
Sleep
to
well.
like be flirtatious with you, grab your hand at one time, and I know exactly what you're talking about. But did she ever try to like get nude in front of you?
No, but she it did it. There's a couple of times where she had that black robe on, where she had nothing on underneath it, and it was open a little bit too much, I think, and I had to tell her to close the robe a couple of times.
Yeah.
How do you?
I was doing a video.
How do you expect to appear sexy to a man when you don't shower? Like the smell is. I mean, it would for me. The smell would put me off. I wouldn't care what you looked like or whatever.
And she had the link, and she came on, and she tried to get nude in front of me to try to flag my video down, but I caught it and I took her off the screen, but I could still see in the corner.
Yeah, she did. I
was
remember
still
that.
Doing things with Jason. Yeah, they're really good, real good positive Christians. Hey, let me ask you: when you heard about their OnlyFans, right?
Right.
Did you ever talk to them about that?
No, and I talked to them about the porn though. She wanted me to go see it. I told her no. And I never seen her OnlyFans, and I never will see her OnlyFans.
She asked you though if you wanted to see it, or
she wanted me to see the porn, and I told her no. I don't know. Maybe she was being flirtatious. I don't know, but I wasn't gonna look at it.
Do you have any like contact with the kids? Like,
I have no idea who has them. I don't know where they're at or anything like that. So no, I don't have any contact with them. But they know how to contact me. I think they got my email address or whatever, but they haven't tried to though.
Exactly, Ollie. Good morning.
Because I'm pretty sure all that needs to be met right now.
Yeah, which is good. I mean, did they ever tell you anything privately? Like, hey, this is not good. I mean, I know you said before that they were like, Rev is violent and this and that, but you didn't know if that was for Shani's benefit or what they felt was the truth.
Well, this is what happened. After Jason kicked Zachary and he was in jail or whatever, I went over there, and they the both of them came to me and was talking about what happened. Kelly. And they were saying that this wasn't the first time he ever did it. And then they told me that, and then Zachary's hugging me while they were telling me all of this. And then they're telling me how he's not really good for them. He's very abusive with his mouth and all that other stuff. And then I went in there to go see Shani. You know what I mean? And then Shani was endorsing everything that was being said, because Shani thought that I was going to stay there and I was going to finally get her and everything, because in her mind, I want her.
There's a fetish
and everything.
for everything, right,
Reaper? Like I said, I think I know the rest of the story. I got out of Dodge.
Yeah. Thank you, Philly guy. Hey, Philly guy, if you have a question, you just put it on and I will ask it. David Anthony, $5 from him. Thank you, David. And you know David, of course.
Yeah.
And David, I hope everything's going good with your brother. I hope that's all taken care of and good. Thoughts and prayers for that, definitely. But anyway, he says, what would G do if Shani and Rev showed up asking for help again? The best guess is that they are still at the motel against police orders.
They might be on the parking lot in the car, because according to them, they didn't have no money for gas or whatever. That's possible. So if somebody went over there, they might see them on the property. But if they came to me asking me for help, the most I'll probably do is give them $20 and then that's it. That's probably the most I do.
And they're just down to the one car, right? Just the Cadillac.
Hold on 1 second. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sure. Take your time.
Yeah. So the most I might do is give them $20 and then that's it.
Okay. But you wouldn't anything else, like here's $20, but as far as like staying there or anything.
No, that's out of the question. No, I've done too much work for them to go back there to destroy the place and stink it up again. It's not going to happen.
Yeah. And you know that even if they
not to mention the neighborhood would get on my case too, because a lot of them are happy they're not there. Like that entire neighborhood, that entire block is happy that they're not there. From the convenient mark all the way up. So much noise they were making there.
You mean in PA?
Yeah, the whole street, the whole 5th Street. Everybody's happy they're not in the house no more.
Wow.
They were making too much noise.
Okay, so yeah, because you said that before, that the neighbors smelled something.
Reaper.
Oh yeah. The windows was open. You can smell the house. You can smell the inside of the house if the windows was open.
And that's exactly
what
happened.
There's this house on the side of my house,
yeah.
And he would go up the ladder to paint or to fix the roof or whatever. I think it's fixing the roof at the time. And the windows would be open. And you can actually smell the inside of the house.
That foot fungus, right? That you were talking about.
Yeah, the fact that they didn't bathe.
$2 from
Zachary and William bathed because they didn't smell like that.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. Yeah, that's what she had to do to the boys smell as well. So it was just really them two then.
Yeah, it was always them.
Thanks, Danica.
But the kids didn't smell like that. They clearly went in the bathroom and took care of themselves. But The other two didn't.
So did the neighbors come to you and say, I'm glad that they're not there anymore?
No, the neighbors just used to complain.
I kind of, excuse me, I kind of find that hard to believe that they didn't smell, and they took care of their cleanliness, but their bedroom had poop and pee all over it.
Especially across the street, they used to talk about the noise. The two that was a guy named Marty and another one that was on the other side was complaining about the noise. Some of the people at the street was complaining about the noise. The people at the convenience mart was talking about their behavior when they went to the store and everything. They're just happy in general that they're not there no more.
Wait, when you say noise, you mean like they would be fighting a lot or just screaming?
Well, you've seen their videos when they rant.
Yes. And that's why I'm so surprised when Shani would get all mad, like, you trolls, you called the cops again. Like, no, it could literally just be the neighbors. I mean, I heard though the one police call. It was a mom and her son. I don't know who that is. I don't know if there's a mom and a son in the area, but I heard the police call, and he was like, I don't know what's happening. They're screaming. I don't know I know there's kids there, and that's all they knew. They just wanted the police just to check it out. And that's not a SWAT. Swatting is when they show up thinking that you got someone tied up in your basement and they got AR-15s at your face. Those are just wellness checks. Well, Shani thinks that a wellness check is a SWAT.
A lot of what y'all saw on there, I think on that channel, was exaggerated for them to get views. They knew what they were doing with the punishment, him cutting his hair and all that stuff. And no, Jason isn't always down with it. That's stuff that Shani conjures up in her head to try to get people to watch the channel so that they can get, ad revenue.
Okay, Philly guy. I thank you for the cash.
That's one thing I know about them for a fact, that they will exaggerate things and do things to draw attention to themselves so that they can make money. That's why she always calls it, it's time to go to work, it's time to go to work, it's time to go to work. That much I kind of know. That's why you ain't never seen me responding, because I know a lot of that stuff is sensationalized.
Okay,
right,
from Danny
and I mean,
Anthony.
it's no fault of their own. They were kids. They weren't taught.
On a regular basis.
She didn't take care of herself and didn't teach them to take care of themselves.
Shani being so big.
Well, they're not having sex right now. I can tell you that now. And if they're at a shelter, they're probably in two different shelters. Although it is possible that they're at the same one, although it's doubtful.
Oh my God. I mean, I just love when people put it into perspective like that.
Thank you, Brandy. I mean, that was very sweet of you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
It's time to be done. I think the longer and longer they keep on this facade, the more and more that they're just gonna, get more messed up. And that's kind of like how I know some people had a problem with how I talk to people and stuff and interview people. I feel like this is YouTube. I'll talk to whoever I want. I don't care who it is. This is a solo act. It's just really me. And I try to understand and gauge people and try to understand like why people did this, that, and the other. But that being said, when I turn off the computer,
now you know how I feel, because I've been having that attitude for the longest.
Yeah. But I just don't understand how like they were able to keep lying to you to get you to keep paying them that amount of money, because you're not saying like a couple $100. You're talking like almost over $1,000, right? A week.
Shani's just really good. She's good. And then, like I said, when Jason got it out of me, it was always, the boys. You know what I mean? Then they kept giving me false promises that they were going to go downtown and fill out paperwork, which they never did.
Oh, really? Okay, so they were giving you that. Do you know if they still have the cats?
I don't think you could bring cats in the hotel. I'm sorry, not the hotel, in the shelter. They're there. Shelter. So
yeah,
probably no. They probably don't got it. Probably gave them to an animal shelter.
Yeah, which is unfortunate. There were so many people around that were saying that they would have taken the cats, no problem. Just to make sure that they didn't go to a shelter, because after a shelter they don't get picked up. It's unfortunate. Did you know?
The watermelon was adorable.
Did you know about the guinea pig situation? What happened with all that?
Well, apparently they said the guinea pig froze to death, I think. Or died.
What?
I don't think, well, you got to understand.
Guinea pig. What?
Something in that house, there was no, because that house is an oil furnace house, and I didn't keep any oil in that furnace. Because they wasn't supposed to be there as long as it was. And I told them this on a regular basis. I said, if you want oil in that furnace, you're going to have to go to the store and buy the oil and put it in there yourself, because I can't do it. I can't keep paying for all these different things. And they had all the heaters, and that's why they ran the heaters all the time. I think they went through like 6 heaters or whatever, because 2 of them broke, and they had to buy some more. And then it got to the point that they only had 1 heater, and everybody was just staying in one room because of that 1 heater. But that room was warm, though. The room was warm. The rest of the house was freezing. So they had the guinea pig in Williams' room, and they said that they believe that the guinea pig froze or whatever. I personally think it's starved because they couldn't keep up with the food demands.
Wow. Okay. So, but they
Like
told
one
you
of the things that they couldn't do was
Brandy.
constantly get the proper bedding.
Yeah,
Wonder-
yeah, because they need that type to go.
All her electronics and everything, like alone, their phones, the computer. I assume that Rev used his phone to live stream, which I never understood why she didn't use her phone or his phone to live stream, because her computer, the Wi-Fi was not strong enough, and most of her videos were unwatchable.
Go to the bathroom on.
Mm-hmm.
So
it was like a bare box after a while. I had to go there and I had to go buy rabbit bedding. Oh, I think that was rabbit bedding they had me buy. Big bag of rabbit bedding, and then that would go quick.
Why didn't they try to use that service that would pay for them to get actual oil for the heater to turn it on?
Because they had no money. Every time they got their money, they was buying Delta 8.
No,
and they expected me to do all this stuff.
They could have signed up for it, I'm saying. They could have signed up for the thing to give them some oil to
that
have
they
heat,
sold
so they wouldn't
their
have to
food
They could have signed up to
for
get
Delta
oil
8.
heat. They could have signed up to have the electricity paid for. They could have signed up and got the water paid for. They could have signed up and got emergency Section 8. They could have signed up for a lot of things. They never did it. They were getting up every day, talking about Foodie Beauty, Truthfully Tricia, and every other drama that was going on YouTube, and playing video games all day.
Okay,
or watching a couple of horror movies.
I will dispute the Section 8 thing. I don't know about in Scranton, but I'm in PA, and where I am, Section 8 is like a couple years long waiting list. You don't just get like emergency Section 8 like that.
They wasn't doing nothing. And then when I found Jason a job, and you already know the story about that. He don't want to work.
Nope.
Jenny said she can't work.
I kind of agree, Ronnie. I would be. I'm
But she
a
did work. She
germaphobe.
worked for a long time
I
before
would
she even
be
met Rev.
freaking out.
That's why I'm so confused. Like, you were able to work then, maybe not long time, but she would, a couple months here and there, be better than nothing. Did they ever have a type of another type of plan? Like,
if any of you ever go to that neighborhood and you go look at the date around when Jason got arrested and he was in jail, the neighbors will sit there and tell you that she was downstairs and she was walking around. Like, she went on the porch and everything. Like, she was getting around and everything. She's full of it.
All right. Do you think when you say she's full of it, do you feel like she's full of it, like she's even lying to herself, or it's
laziness? It's laziness. She knows that she's going to have to get up and be uncomfortable and walk around a little bit. As a matter of fact, she told me, I would say about 4 months before the whole incident with Zachary and Jason, that she was getting physical therapy. And during physical therapy, they had her, walking for a little bit, and her legs got stronger. She said it was painful, but her legs was getting stronger. She said it was the best decision she ever made when she went to physical therapy. And then for some reason, she stopped getting physical therapy, and that's when she started claiming that blood like garbage in her legs. And the reason why I know she's lying, and then why you ain't never seen me respond to that, was because whenever I went over there and it was time to go to Walmart, she found them strength in those legs to go to Walmart to buy that food. You know what I mean? She found strength in her legs to go get pizza. She found strength in her legs to go get chicken.
Good morning, Bree.
Especially if she had no way to keep tabs on Jason.
David says, "Oh, it was your sister." Oh, I'm sorry about that, David. Dave, if you want to put the link in the chat here, that I'm okay with that. But yeah, I'm sorry about that. I know I did watch your video.
And you got this grown behind woman getting on YouTube, crying, saying that she needs somebody to take care of her. She's almost 40 years old and she's getting on here talking about I need somebody to take care of me. Rev's broke. That's the reality. She ain't got no money. The kids can't get up and work. She has to get up and take care of herself, and she didn't want to do it.
Well, what about when you would always say that you were going to?
I'll make the fire.
And Shani would also say this too, that you guys were going to take people to court, and she was going to have a little suit and all that.
Well, I was going to give them the money for that.
Really?
I told them that if they went to a lawyer and they found out how much they needed, I would give them the money. They were too lazy to do that. The lawyer was only about it was only 2 miles, about 2 miles away. All he had to do was go there and explain what he needed, and they were supposed to send out a cease and desist, and it was a whole process that they had planned that they were going to do. They were too lazy. They didn't want to do it. And I was going to pay for the whole thing.
I mean, personally, I don't think that they have a case, unless it's a case of slander that they can prove that there was money that should have went to them, that didn't go to them, but like...
No. The only argument they had at the time was stalking, and they had an argument for, which is true. They had an argument for stalking, and they had an argument, for what I understand, for...
I would imagine since COVID that the waiting lists are even longer because so many people aren't working still. It like, I told my son, I was like, COVID ruined your generation. And he's like, I agree, because they saw they could make a pretty penny just sitting home on unemployment and not, not working. And then when every place, started opening back up and stuff, nobody wanted to work.
For cyberbullying and cyber stalking. That was the big thing. Problem with that is they ain't had no money. You know what I mean? They needed a minimum of, from what I understood, they needed a minimum of about $2,000 just to even talk to this guy about what to do, and then for the lawyer to get everything going or whatever. But I agreed to pay for all of it, but they never did what was necessary.
So, I mean, after all this, do you feel like you have any regrets, like regrets to people or regrets to how you talked to certain people or treated certain people during this time with Shani and Rev?
As far as Shani and Rev goes, yeah, I think I was a little mean with some people in here. But at the same time, if we're going to be fair, those people were kind of mean toward me regarding the situation, because I was basically being punished for being their friend. I was basically being punished for that, and I didn't like that too tough. But
because
I mean, like I said, looking back,
G-Man, it's not you were punished for being their friend. You were punished, not even punished, but you, I guess, were judged maybe on the fact that you enabled them. If when they got to PA, you helped them, but you said that, I will help you the first month, or I'll help you the first 2 months. But after that, you guys got to take care of yourself. I mean, the whole situation was very odd. I don't understand what he got out of helping them so much, because I don't feel like, I don't know. I don't feel like it was purely out of the goodness of his own heart. You know what I mean? I feel like, because basically, to hear him tell it, he was working strictly to support the four of them. Well, it's time. It's that time of morning, where the sex bots come in.
Yeah, that's kind of.
But my thing is this. My thing was this. When Shani finally went too far with me, I was like, I'm not suffering for these two no more. I'm not doing it no more. No, because they're not doing nothing for themselves. She's blaming me for her eventual death. You know what I mean? Because she had to sit in the car and do something for herself or whatever. You know what I mean? And enough's enough. And it's a combination of a lot of things that's been building up. Not wanting to work, not wanting to do the paperwork, thinking I'm obligated to pay your bills every week. You're not giving me a dime towards these bills. You refuse to sell the PS5. It was a lot of things that was building up in me.
So you feel like if you had a chance to do it again, then maybe you would have told CPS, like, maybe it's not all the trolls?
No. If I had a chance to do this again, they would have never went there to begin with.
That's something that
I'd have never let them come there to begin with.
They would never do.
If I had a chance to go back and do it again, no. What I would do is I would talk to the uncle and try to get them to stay there.
Yeah, you should have talked to the uncle. I mean, because I bet if you would have talked to them, he would have told you exactly why he was kicking them out. Kicking them out of a place that you said Rev owned, right?
Yeah, Rev owned it, and he gave it to the uncle, because these places are pieces of garbage to them.
There had to be.
This is what happens when you grow up and you think you're rich and you think you're better than everybody. You know what I mean? And you're looking at what you got and you think it's garbage instead of fixing it up, which they didn't want to do.
Okay, so
it's okay.
Real quick,
the only bad thing is it's hard for me to get the bots because I have to let my chat move up a certain amount before it'll let me get the bot, because when I click the 3 dots, if it's too soon, it won't show me down far enough for me to hide them. That was a big explanation that you probably didn't even understand. It's all right.
Childhood home, right?
The place that I own now, not where I'm at now. This ain't the same place.
Yeah, the place that you own. Yeah, that's what I mean. That's his childhood home, right?
Yeah, that's the place where him and his mom lived. Yeah.
Yeah. It
looked nothing like the way it looked when she was around. That's for sure. I changed a lot of stuff.
Yeah. No, people said that. They said in the comments that they were like, look, it does look better than it did. So the place that he gave to the uncle, what was that place?
That place isn't in all that bad condition. It's just the front. The porch is getting ready to collapse or whatever. But the inside of it is old fashioned. It's all right.
No, I mean, like, whose house was that? Why did Rev own that?
It had something to do with his mom leaving him a bunch of things, but he didn't want it, so he gave it to his uncle. Do
you know what his mom did, like, for her to have all this money, or was this all just,
she invested a lot of money in stocks, and her dad, and well, actually, he's technically, see, this is the other thing people don't know. He's not broke. That's the funny thing about it. He ain't broke. He's just too lazy to go look into things, because his dad owns stocks in oil, and owns rights to other things that he needs to look into. The problem is he could never focus on that because he always attended to Shanny
I know
this
it.
and Shanny
I
that.
want to start watching the
Or whatever. We
time.
never really took the time
if
to,
it's like the same time
to
every
look
day
into
that
things.
we
Like
get
for
'em.
example, they have in their possession $300 or $400 in savings bonds, and they're too lazy to go cash that stuff in. Because when I first met them in person, they wanted me to find his dad's information so that he can go get it. And I found all that stuff, and I gave it to him, and he still didn't go get them in savings bonds and cash them in.
Oh wait, so where he has the savings bonds, or he has to go get them?
He has them. He has them in possession.
Why doesn't he sell them then, or at least
I
get
don't
rid of
know. These two are
cash money?
unbelievably lazy.
Danica asked, didn't people send pictures of their old place in Colorado to Rev's uncle, and that's why he kicked them out, because he showed them the wall and the crap on the floor and all that. Do you know if the uncle was given any of the pictures?
From what I understood, it had something to do with them not wanting to work, and I don't think he was that crazy about Shanny personally. With Jason, I don't think he minds helping him. Plus, he's in the process of selling that place.
Was he talking about Rev, Jason, that didn't like Shanny or whatever? Maybe I missed something, because you can't say Jason doesn't like Shanny. Jason gives up food for Shanny. Like, Jason does nothing for himself, and everything that Shanny asks him to do, no matter how humiliating it is.
He's in the process of selling that place.
Patty asked
exactly, Brandy.
Who's in the uncle?
Yeah, he's in the process of selling that place.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow. Because
from what I understand, no, I got my information wrong about that place. That place was Jason's grandmother's house, and it was left to his mother, and then left to him, and then he ultimately gave it to his uncle.
That was his grandmother's. Okay.
Yeah, from what I understand, yeah.
But the uncle has his own family, right?
So there was two houses, Cringe. One they gave sold to G-Man for $1, and one went to his uncle.
Or he has a wife and he just wants to just sell that.
Jason's got a couple of cousins, but most of Jason's family is dead.
Wow.
He's got a couple of cousins, but most of his family's gone.
Well, Patty wants to know if does the house still smell?
No, I've eradicated that. No. But the laptop that I have here, the gaming laptop that I have, still has a lot of that smell.
Oh, wow, dude, thank you.
From 3 years ago in it.
Ugh.
I can imagine how that thing smells if you open it up and you see all the dust that's in it. Ugh.
I know. Oh. David Anthony again. Would we be responsible if Shanny ended himself?
To this guy?
You know what,
Ronnie.
man? Me personally, I don't think so. Only because the simple fact is that she.
Yeah, I know that he put, but G-Man just said that the mom left the house to Rev, and then Rev gave it to his uncle. So is that another house? Because they sold one to G-Man for $1, right?
Well, that's why I'm careful about what I say on here, because that's a tricky topic. I would say no, but I wouldn't underestimate the state of Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
So
I get what you mean.
I'm very picky about what I say when I get on here and I talk about them. You got to be careful these days, because if you haven't studied this topic, you're going to get yourself in a lot of trouble talking about it. Especially if you're wishing for them to die and you're telling them to kill themselves. If you got YouTubers saying that to them, then they're setting themselves up for failure.
Who's stupid enough to say that stuff?
Well, yeah, and then, I feel like a lot of that is a manipulation.
This is YouTube.
Definitely.
There's a lot of people that
because
do, but I'm just saying.
All I want is Shane just to admit something, anything. You know, it's you did this, G-Man did that, Jason did this, Chris did that, the Dragoons did that. Never.
And Shanny didn't do anything.
Yeah, and that's my problem.
Yeah.
You know how she always talks about like all these college courses she has, even though she never graduated high school?
Yeah, she said that she had kids or something like that, right? Or something along that, right? Instead of graduating school, right?
Yeah, she didn't graduate. Yeah, well, no,
you don't have to graduate high school to go to college. You don't have to graduate high school to go to college. You can get your GED, and you can go to a community college or something like that, I think.
They must have, Bree, because that's what like the big fight is about, was that they thought that G-Man was going to basically pay them money for the house now, I guess. Like, well, not now, a year and a half ago when they moved there or whatever. And he didn't. But he supported them for a year and a half. I mean, it's not like he didn't do anything. And maybe he was never even looking for a house. He may not have bought that house had he not had the offer to buy it for $1, right?
No, guys, he didn't block nobody. He didn't comment. Oh, sorry about that, man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, there he is. See, he's right there. Sorry, he just gifted memberships. People are like,
Exactly,
I can't
Ronnie.
see, and it's like, okay.
Yep.
But anyway,
Membership?
yeah. You can gift those. I
Right,
thought it was just on Twitch, but
exactly.
apparently it's on YouTube as well. But you can't gift
Yeah,
them to. It's
I
random,
don't know.
you know.
I guess I never thought of it. I've only ever lived in PA, so I guess right, Bree. So I guess I never really thought of if it's like that other places. But yeah, here, if you give a house away to somebody, they rake you over the coals in taxes. So that's why the $1.
Oh, like a lottery almost.
Okay.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, I feel like a lot of it is just crap. So she said that that her high school principal, got real sexual with her, and she had to leave the school.
Everybody gets sexual with Shannon.
Well, that's my point too. And I'm like, oh, come on. And then she never went back to get a good enough diploma or anything. And I know, like, a GED, there's nothing wrong.
You find Shanny sexy.
You graduated, but she never even got that. And she was saying that she had a degree in nursing and everything. She did this and that, psychology, computer. You even said that she did some computer work for you, but she didn't.
Well, no. All she did was cut some faces off and put them on some things and whatnot. Like the same program she was using, I was using too. I learned how to use myself. So, but I gave her like $20. I gave her $50 one time to do something for me. I think I gave her $50 to do the G podcast thingy for me that she did. So, but I didn't know how easy it was using these programs myself. So,
what program?
No, Ronnie, he has been. It apparently was in really bad shape. He's been putting money into it and fixing it up a little bit at a time.
What is that?
What the heck is this mess called?
So after the uncle kicked them out, G-Man let them stay at the house, but like there's no heat and stuff like that. But he let them stay there. Plus, he would, like I said, he was paying for everything. He was paying for groceries. He was paying for clothes. He was paying for birthday gifts, like everything. It was crazy. Like, he totally supported that whole family.
Give me a second here.
You go, Jelly.
Not Photoshop. Well, actually, Photoshop's one of them, but there's a different one. I think it's called my goodness gracious.
Okay, Dave. It's called GIMP. Gimpy.
No. Give me a second.
Yeah. No problem. I've used the GIMP before. Get the GIMP.
It's a photo room. And I found these other little apps I can use on my phone that I use to do this editing and everything.
Well, that's just like one example, Bree, of how they blew through that $700,000. I heard it was $750,000 even. But that's just it. Like, they just blew it. They just, and Shanny says, like, that was like part of Shanny's reasoning why everybody should donate, because when they had the money, they helped people. And I'm sure I could see Shanny doing that. I don't know if she did it out of the kindness of her heart. I think more so she did it for the attention. But I could totally see Shanny sitting in somebody's stream, blasting super chats and stuff like that, just for the attention that she would get from it.
Yo, by the way, so what kind of phone do you have? Because like I said, not all phones allow.
I have an Android.
Yeah, like a Samsung.
I have an Android.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be careful with.
Cringe. Did you notice last month they said they got their food stamps, and literally the next day they were asking for people to donate because they wanted pizza or something. I could almost guarantee they sold their food stamps, because their thing was that there was nowhere close by where they could use them. There was a Dollar General by them. There was gas stations by them. In PA, those places take food stamps. It was all a scam. Like, I really think Delta 8 is not cheap. You would think Delta 8 is cheap because it's legal in almost every state, but it really isn't. It's like, because I vape, and for one cartridge of Delta 8 here, It's like $45 for a cartridge. You can get weed cartridges cheaper than that. So it's not cheap. So if they were, using, and I smoke minimal, like one cartridge can last me like a week and a half. But I could totally see Shanny blowing through a cartridge a day.
But that one too.
Okay. Well, I know, because I know certain Androids will not allow internet to work.
Exactly.
Or you use Streamlabs or I've tried before and it wouldn't connect.
Right, Brandy?
Well, I have this phone that I'm using, and then on YouTube I'm using this tablet to be able to see what's going on.
Oh,
so,
okay. With a little delay.
Yeah. So I can probably use this tablet if I update it to do my shows, but I prefer my phone. This phone's really good.
When you go to the house to do work,
we don't know.
Do like an update or wherever, you're also doing it on your phone. Like
okay, you're talking about with the videos? I have no choice but to do it on my phone. There's no internet there. Yeah. Actually, no. It's not true. The internet there is not as good.
It's
as
really
on my
no
phone.
cheaper.
The internet there is just strictly the camera action that's there or whatever. But on my phone, I don't know. My phone is better. It's just better in general. And then sometimes I don't have my main phone because my battery be dead, like it is almost like right now. I'll have another phone and I have to connect it to the internet then, and that's when you get the shakiness.
Where are
don't
you,
sound all that good or whatever.
Delta 8 isn't legal there. I had originally been told Delta 8 is legal in every state, but then Amber Lynn, I know people were telling Amber Lynn she should try weed, and it's not legal there, and so they were telling her to try Delta 8, and even Delta 8 wasn't legal there. And she's in, Kentucky? Now I want to Google it.
So you'll know which internet I'm using.
Same, Ronnie.
All right. I guess my final thoughts are kind of this. So basically, number one, you don't foresee talking to them. It's between you guys and them. That's it. Cut and dry. Done.
I think eventually I'm going to run into his uncle at some point, and he'll update me on what's going on with them. But they're in Scranton somewhere.
If I use just the vape pen at night, Ronnie. But if I have like a really bad day, like really bad anxiety, then I'll do an edible at night. But for the most part, I just stick to my vape. And like I said, one cartridge lasts me like a week and a half.
They're either at the homeless shelter or they're in that program where they're going to try to find them a room or whatever.
Oh,
Did
no.
you ever talk
But if you guys ever go to Scranton, they're probably either at the shelter that's downtown or they're at the hospital
Is
down there.
everybody okay?
The Guy Singer.
Yeah. Guy Singer?
V, are you in
Yeah, that's what
here?
it's called, yeah. But I'm not going there because I was actually going to go to the shelter looking for them until a friend of mine told me I got to be careful with that because that could look like stalking, especially after they told me that they didn't want to see me. That's why I said a lot of that stuff is tricky. You got to be careful with that because you can get accused of stalking after that, unless you have genuine concern like you're going to go in your pocket.
PR, do you are you saying that you don't? I'm in PA, so Delta 8 is legal here, and you can buy it like in just in a vape shop. It's okay, V. Can you share me's in PR's links? Oh, good luck, Ronnie. That's got to be tough.
And actually help them right then and there, you know?
Yeah, you're right about that. Crash wants to know. He really wants one of them lightsabers. He wants to buy one. He says, "G-Man, he wants to contact you about a lightsaber? Are you interested at all in that?" It's something.
You can contact me via email. You can give them my email address when I leave. I have to find a way to mail it where I don't have to reveal my address. Well, actually, no. It's not like I'll use that disk address as a return address.
That's right.
I can do that. Yeah.
All right.
And there, I didn't even know.
I don't know what kinds he had. He had the green one. And he
PR.
had
I have 2 green ones.
Delta 8 really is it's weed, but it is the THC in it is just below like the legal limit. So, like I said, I'm gonna Google it after I say this. So it's legal in almost all states because it's such a low THC amount. But if you're not a weed smoker and you use Delta 8 would definitely work for you. Good morning, Grateful Life. Oh, really? Cringe. Yeah, it didn't It didn't bother me. And I didn't realize you can get like, you can get indica or sativa or hybrid even in the Delta 8. I didn't realize that.
It's Obi-Wan's and Vader's. No, I got Luke's, Vader's, and Obi-Wan's.
Okay. Do you know what price range you would want for one of those?
I don't know. I got to think about selling them because I really wanted those lightsabers, and I gave up a lot of stuff to those things.
You wanted
really
that. Okay,
those
you're a
lightsabers.
Star Wars fan.
Thank you, V.
I also got a katana sword I got from him too, and I got a couple other things I got.
And
I'm looking back at this when I was first there. I should have kept those rifles that rifle that was there. And as a matter of fact, I could probably go there and claim it anyway at the police station because he never went there and got it.
Whoa! Back up! What rifle? There was a rifle.
It was a rifle.
Like an
no,
old
it was
school?
it was automatic. It was one of those automatic rifles or whatever. When I was at the house the first time, it was a rifle there.
Wow! And when he got in trouble with the government officials, they took
No,
it
that
from
stuff
him?
is still there, and the stuff was still there. When I went there the first time, he had that rifle there yeah, he even told me that I can have that, but I was like, you can't do that, not unless I got a license. And he's got to come over there and sign it over. He's got, please, I ain't stupid.
Yeah. Well, you realize about the lightsabers. You realize, I don't know if you ever saw the video, that Rev used to like, play with those lightsabers naked, right? He'd have nothing on but like the stormtrooper helmet on.
That's why I sterilized them.
Yeah,
I have Lysol and I sterilize everything before I brought that thing home.
Did they smell?
Everything smelled over there.
All right, man.
Yeah, everything smelled there. It was so lazy. They didn't even want to bathe, and then she only wants to flirt with you. Like there's definitely something going on in her head, man. That ain't really right there. Can't be flirting with nobody smelling like that. You crazy?
And you're saying,
I bought her some clothes because I got tired of watching her wear the same shirt every day. She was wearing the same sweater and the same shirt every single day. So I said, when I come down there, I asked her what her size was, and I think.
Okay, guys, here's the Delta 8 rundown. So it says, in states where marijuana use is illegal, Delta 8 has become quite popular. These days there are Delta 8 oils, vapes, edibles, and other products that are infused with the cannabinoid that are used for therapeutic and recreational effects. Delta 8 continues to grow in popularity due to the experience it provides. When used at an appropriate dosage, Delta 8 offers a mellow high that's similar to Delta 9 THC. The biggest difference is that Delta 8 doesn't cause unwanted side effects like paranoia. Are you wondering if Delta 8 is legal? It depends on where you live. As of now, Delta 8 THC is legal only if it's derived from hemp, which has naturally low levels of Delta 9 THC. Even though Delta 8 is legal federally, there are many states that have begun regulating, if not outright banning, the cannabinoid. Here's a rundown of each of the states in regards to the legality of Delta 8. Hold on. And then it says like the legality in each individual state. So if there's a certain
The shirt
state
I bought her
anybody's
was
thinking or
4 or 5.
just let me know. I'll
No, it was
look
like
at
4 or 5 X's, I think it was. She was able to get it on. So
moo folks.
Rev wore a large, and then although it kind of was tight on him, and then like I said, I got the boys some pants, and I got them some sweaters. And I bought them a lot of hats and scarves and gloves, all that stuff.
See, he was buying her kids everything. He supplied everything for all 4 of them for a year and a half.
Coats.
And then they got mad when he wouldn't do it anymore.
So your whole thing is, and this is how you perceive the way things happen, that you thought people were just not liking them, messing with you. The people were telling you this, they didn't like you anyway. But when you actually met them in person for the first time, you were like, there's something going wrong here because they smell really bad. And she's being very flirtatious with you with her boyfriend, her man right next to her. Is that
my thoughts on weed? I think any substance can be abused. Like coffee, you can abuse, caffeine. Like any substance can be abused. But like, I know that it really, really helps me with my anxiety, but I have to be vigilant about not doing it too often. Like kind of, because that ups your tolerance and then you end up doing more and more, blah, blah, blah. So like, I know for me, night is the worst time for me for anxiety, and I am horrible at falling asleep at night. So for me, I just use it at night to fall asleep and for my anxiety. But you can, okay, Holly, have a great weekend. But you can easily get, fall into it if it's something that you do regularly. You can easily fall into a habit of doing it more and more throughout the day.
That's
no. Shandy was stupid, and she was putting all her information on YouTube, and I told her to stop doing it. And I told them when they moved in their house to stop telling everybody that they were there. And then they got comfortable.
That is so true, V. She knows what she talks about, because I went through, and some of you might remember that have been with my channel for a while, but I went through like a couple months this past summer. It was just really, really hard for me to do content. Hi, JB. It was like really, really hard for me to do anything. And V was one of them. I had, some mods that were very, very supportive and, just encouraged me when I was able to do it. And when I wasn't, I wasn't made to feel guilty or whatever. It's got to remain something that you enjoy. So if you put too much on yourself, you're not going to enjoy it. How is the motorcyclist at me?
When I started talking about what was going on in the house all the time. They were the architects of their own destruction. They were just stupid.
Yeah, because like I said, when I first saw you, and we talked a year ago, I was like everybody else. I was like, what's going on? And, like I got the rundown about you, that you were religious, you were talking to the Hebrew Israelites and all that down in Newark and all that. And you were like out
Newark, New York, Allentown, a bunch of different, Philadelphia, a bunch of different places I was dealing with them.
But you were doing that by yourself, right?
Yep. I'm not afraid.
I always say, and I truthfully believe this, Brandy, but we have the best chat on YouTube in here. Everybody is very welcoming, very friendly, very helpful, very supportive. If you steady use any THC product to the point you can't live without it, then you are a drug addict. Sorry. Yeah, I agree, Reaper. Yep. Yep, exactly. Your community will be here for you whenever you are ready. Exactly. And your channel will thrive for you not forcing. You know what I mean? Because I know for me, if I force myself to cover something, I won't get good views on that. It's the ones where, you want to be there, you want to cover. And PR, when you do start live streaming, I will warn you, it can be addictive as far as like I genuinely miss you guys on the days that I don't stream. So I do understand how Chantel got so, because Chantel gets addicted to everything, and I really think she was addicted or is addicted to live streaming. Okay, I'll look.
Dot on my face.
Yeah. And the whole Shani. So did Shani find you first, or did Rev find you first?
You mean on YouTube?
Yes.
Shani.
And this chat has pickles.
I was introduced to Shani by Rand Campbell and the Weenut, by the Bible Thumping Weenut, Rand Campbell, Matthew 4:19, those guys, all in a Skype meeting one day. That's how I met her.
In a Skype meeting, and then you were doing Google Plus as well, right?
Yep. I'm coughing because I need some water, and my mouth is my throat is itchy.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
I'm gonna be off here soon anyway. I think the hour's almost up. So.
Yeah. Okay. I guess, like I said, my final thought about it is like it's really interesting how everything went down, and like I told you.
But you do understand what happened between us that caused me to turn on him, right? You know what happened, right?
Well, I know you say you were trying to get them to get a job, but I
No. They was in the hotel, and the goal was to either sell the place or get rent from it on a regular basis, so I can try to help them, get their own place or whatever. I had to get surgery on my back. Like, it was the same day surgery. It wasn't big or nothing like that. But the point is, I wasn't going to be able to work.
Thank God,
so their money was going to be cut in half. You know what I mean? So, and they was going to go from getting like 3 something a week or 4. I tell you the truth, it was more like 500 a week. It wasn't no freaking 300 something. But it was like it was enough to pay for the room and get them some food a week, right? Yeah. So, instead of them getting that full amount, they was going to get half. I was going to give them like about $175 or like $200.
And if there's anybody in here that goes through that. You are never alone. Please, if you're in my Discord, DM me on Discord, or, all my socials are always in my description. Everybody in this chat is very, very supportive. So, you're not ever alone, you guys. I know my husband suffers severely with mental illness. I don't tend to get depressed, but I have horrible anxiety.
Or whatever. I think I showed everybody the Skype. And then that's when she made the video saying that I'm giving her a death sentence. And the funny thing is, they knew that for about a week or a week and a half before she made that video.
Good morning,
so
Blue.
She made the video claiming that I gave her a death sentence. She's going to have to sit in the car. Just completely gave up. Wasn't thinking about how they can try to get extra money or whatever.
Blue.
You know what I mean? She started making all these videos, started talking all this smack and whatnot.
Yeah,
thank you,
no, I
Jamie.
remember you saying that. But like I said, on the one
and I
hand,
had enough. It was enough after a while because, like I said, Jason, even at that particular time, could have had a job and worked. He didn't want to do it. He lied to everybody on here saying that he couldn't find a job. That's not true. Even right now, he can get a job, and he doesn't want to do it. They're full of it. They don't want to work.
But you didn't know that before?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. And when it happened the first time, like I said, I told you about how Shane was throwing stuff at him, broke a lot of his stuff, destroyed that leather coat that he had, completely destroyed it, and did some other stuff. The second time it happened, she wanted to throw him out in the street. She wanted me to just, she sent me a text message, told me to throw him out in the street, saying that she'll get her crook behind up and do it herself or whatever. And then he started making all these excuses saying that he's hallucinating and he's seeing things and needs his medication and that he doesn't want to work. He's gonna have to get disability or whatever.
Good morning, Ashley.
Well, yeah.
And full of it. They're lazy. The dude didn't want to sweep the floor. He didn't want to mop. He didn't want to make the bed. He didn't want to do nothing. The only time that dude was all energetic was when he had to get in the car to go somewhere, or when I showed up and it was time to go food shopping. All of a sudden he wanted to be energetic.
Can you imagine work?
Sorry, I was just reading my chat in the corner. While
we know somebody that is like a good family friend. Literally said, "I wasn't made for work." Refuses to work, and that's literally what they said. I wasn't made for work.
I just want to say I didn't know that the conversation was going to turn to a firearm, and I didn't know that Brett had family.
It was either Lilith
so, Brett, if you do
or
watch
Lynn,
this replay, dude,
Ashley.
you know I love you like a brother, and I am sorry that you had to deal with that. But I just wanted to say that because I didn't realize. I just looked at the past chat, and I could see how people,
So
we're all,
am I, Brandy.
emotional beings here. That's why I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. With that being said, I would have loved to have had.
I can only sleep like 4 to 5 hours straight. So like last night I fell asleep at like 10 and I was up at like 1:30 this morning and I've been up since.
And well, your back was hurting and the money thing, and you had to give her less. If you just said those kids were not doing well, then maybe they were bathing, but they weren't getting taken care of. Were they not getting taken care of the right way? I mean, the one boy failed school. Shanny wasn't taking care of him.
Zachary wasn't getting the. It wasn't like Jason was sitting there with him trying to help him with his lessons and everything. Like I said, they wake up in the morning, they got their separate rooms and they got their little laptops. And they were doing the classes in the different rooms.
PR.
And then in the other room, like I said, those guys doing YouTube 24/7. They got nothing else going on for them, and they're making all that noise and whatnot while they were actually in doing their classes. They would be making all that noise and whatnot. But I never once saw him go in there and try to help him with his homework. Like that. And I've heard Jason say on multiple occasions that he wished it was just him and Shanny. So all that crap about them sitting there saying that this was the best for them and all that other mess.
No, Brandy, I'm the same way, and I've said that before. I've asked my friends that before because I'm the same way. Like that's how I relate to, and I empathize with people very much. So if I've gone through something similar or whatever, I totally get that.
One, Jason wasn't supposed to be in the house after what happened with Zachary. And I think the second thing is when they went there, they probably went there on the day when they didn't have no food. That's probably what happened.
Okay.
Because they had to wait for me a lot of times to come from either Philly or New Jersey to be able to come over there and take them food shopping.
Because Shanny made it seem like because she didn't go, they dropped the charges and he could go back. So you're saying no, he was not allowed at that place. He was not allowed.
No. He was allowed. See, here's the thing. Shanny said that he couldn't be there until the what was it? Actually, no. That's a good point. She said that she didn't want him there, and then their story changed, saying that he couldn't be there. Then he was there, and then a couple of times I think CPS came there. They didn't do anything. But I don't know what y'all did when y'all called or whatever. But the point is that they called me up on the phone out of the blue and said that I had to be there X amount of hours in order for the kids to be there. I don't know why I got to be there. Those are not my kids. Those are not
CPS
my.
told you? They told you?
CPS told me I had to be there X amount of hours every day.
It's because
That
they
I
wanted
had to be there.
supervised visits, man. They wanted supervised visits, and they're probably have nobody to do it. They probably figure, you know, this house stinks, and maybe if you're there, they won't hurt them in front of you, like they wouldn't.
Well, if they did that, I would have thrown
love
them out,
them,
and they know it.
Jilly.
I would have thrown them out, and they knew it. There's a
Okay.
lot of things they couldn't do when I was actually there, because if they did it, I would have threw them out.
So you're actually saying you didn't see any type of something
They
like
never
that?
put their hands on those kids when I was there.
Yeah, or screaming and yelling
girl.
while you were there.
They never put their hands on those kids. Verbally, that's something different, but they never put their hands on those kids when they were there. But the kid wasn't allowed to go outside either. And when I say go outside, I'm not talking about the front of the door. Like there was a park directly around the corner from
They
that
weren't
house.
allowed to go to the park?
No, because Chaney was concerned that you guys was going to go there and murder them or try to kidnap them. Yep.
But wow. I mean, the older one is of age enough
Which
where he
is
would
so
be able to
ironic
take care of himself.
because
I'm not
most
surprised with
people
that.
that
But Shaza asked real
cover
quick,
Shanny
if they ever
are
took the boys on any
concerned
outings.
for the kids,
Do you know
not
of any of them
not
taking-
wanting to harm them.
They took them to like Walmart. They took them like sometimes to go pay the bills. We all went to Dollar Tree one day as a big trip so that they can get as much food as possible, because I told them to fill up the whole cart. We went to Walmart, Dollar Store, Dollar General.
My worst anxiety
we went to the
trigger
park to play
is
basketball
stores,
a couple of
mostly
times.
the grocery store.
1 or 2 times in 2 years, mind you. Let me see.
I'm not made for winter.
No, those only places. The park, I think. Walmart mainly. They loved going there, man, because they got to pick up all the food they wanted. And Dollar General and the Dollar Store, as far as I know. If they went anywhere else, I don't remember.
Exactly,
folks, he's
Gene,
about to leave really soon. So if
that's
anyone
my
else has
story. I'm
any
sticking
last
to it.
minute
He
questions,
knew
please put them up now because
He'd have had to live
I'm
under
actually
a
leaving
rock.
now, actually.
Okay.
Because it's been an hour. I got some
Donna-
things I got to do.
Yeah, Donna
Yeah.
asked us, Gene, did you hear the 911 call from the neighbors?
The 911 call from the neighbors?
Yeah, did you ever hear that?
No, but if you want to play it, I'll watch it on the replay later on when I look at this.
Okay, I would have to find it. I can always send it to you. Okay, well, thanks for coming back. Oh, one more thing. That what you just said about the Shanny ripping Jason's stuff apart. You're talking about in PA, right?
Yeah, she broke a lot of his stuff, a lot of his games, and she was hitting him.
Like his leather jacket, like his
he has his leather jacket. Yes,
the video game, right?
Yeah, some video game thingy on the back of it.
Killer Instinct, the Killer Instinct jacket.
Yeah, she destroyed that jacket. She threw a lot of stuff downstairs and broke a lot of stuff too.
And he really liked that jacket.
I looked at what she was breaking. I said, if this was my stuff, man, I would have dragged her out by that house by her ear. And I'd have threw her behind her. I don't care if I want to work or not.
No, you
don't break
wouldn't
my
have,
things.
G-Man, or if that was the
but
case,
that
you wouldn't
happened
have
in PA
been
though, right?
supporting them for a year and a half.
Yeah.
So the kids were present for those times that she was ripping his stuff apart?
They probably was in the house. Yeah, probably. I don't know. I wasn't there. I told you it was a big snowstorm, and me and the contractor that I was with that was going to hire him went to go get hot dogs, and then this quick storm came. The storm only lasted about a half hour, and then when we came back, that's where we saw all the broken stuff or whatever. But anyway, man, I gotta go.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Thanks for coming back. Like I said, I owe you 2 streams. You just send me an email when you want them. I can talk about whatever you want, religion, whatever you want.
All right, gotcha.
All right. Have a good night.
Yeah, you too.
Okay, peace.
Peace.
Okay, guys. All right. So there you have it. And go to.
Yeah, I'm not buying it. He knew something. It was all over YouTube. It was all over Twitch. You mean to tell me you were in their life day in and day out and you didn't see or hear anything? Now, see, cringe, I love to travel, which is really odd because I get major anxiety going out of the house, but I love traveling. Exactly, Bella. He could not have walked into their bedroom and not known that something was wrong. Yep. I do too, Brandy. I call it my blankie too. I have one. Oh my gosh, I love my weighted blanket. Apparently not, right, Blue? Jilly. I think, personally, I think he's still helping them. He says he's not, but why have they not been online? They would have no way else to get anything. I mean, people were literally supporting them after G-Man stopped. That's true, Ashley. You're right. So he didn't think that that was abusive. That was abusive. Were they at the uncle's still when that happened, Blue? I can't remember. Him. Bella. But a lot of people online did. Somebody paid for their second, or was it their second week? No, because they were there more than 2 weeks. I don't know. Somebody paid for the hotel at one point. Good morning, Gail. You have a good night or evening too. Have a good weekend. Every time I tilt my head, my pickle looks like it's fallen over asleep. I won't laugh at you, Reaper. Whatever, you know, you need. I think, like, my son has horrible anxiety. He rarely goes anywhere without my daughter-in-law. And I feel like my daughter-in-law is his security, you know, like. He said that Jason was being a dad and his dad said worse things to him. G-Man was abused as a child as well and doesn't see anything wrong with it. But his stories of childhood are not healthy. Oh, maybe Blue. Oh, really? Cringe? See, that's the thing. And I mean, in PA, they are going to bug you, you know, if they're getting food stamps, whatever. They're going to bug you if you have two people in a house. But you know what? They're not legally married, I don't think. I'm almost positive they're not legally married. So they can be living together and not married and still be getting, you know, they both could be getting cash and food stamps. Welcome back, Jean. Thank you. I used to be like that, Ashley. Now I prefer to go places by myself because I know if I'm alone, I can get out of there fast. But what's wrong, Hannibal? But if I lost my train of thought. They cannot, as the kids will bind them as a couple. I forget what I was saying, Hannibal. I was trying to describe it as an invisible door. For some reason yes. Brandy. So do I. I need to look up what the name of it is. Oh, see, I have IBS, so that part doesn't bother me. I'm used to it. I've had it, like, since I was, like, 19. But I am deathly afraid of puking. If I'm, like, super nauseous and feel like I might puke, my husband has to, like, sit next to me and hold my hand because I don't know if I'm afraid of suffocating or what. But puking scares the crap out of me. Good morning, Blondie. Oh, really, Bella? Yes, same, Brandy. It's almost like I don't know that it's claustrophobia. Small places don't really bother me so much. It's huge places like hospitals, schools, You know, any big building scares me. Like, I'm afraid I'm not going to find my way out. They could only get one benefits in that household unless they were... Oh, that's what I'm saying, Hannibal. They would... You think either one of them would be concerned about committing fraud? That's what I'm saying. That's exactly, I bet, what they're doing. Well, that's good PR. It's emotophobia. Yeah, I don't know what it is with me. I have, because of my past abuses, I have like my poor husband. He deals with a lot as far as because what happened to me in the past. But like when we sleep, he can't be facing my face, or I have to turn the other way. Because if I feel breath on my face, I will go into a panic attack. I can't go like under covers. Anything where I feel, or like if somebody, you know how there's people that are like close talkers, anything like that, it just will send me over the edge. Good morning, Tiny Ghost. Good, that's good, Cringe. You're scared of balloons? I've heard of people being scared of balloons before too, Jilly. Yep, V, I've done that too. Did COVID make it worse for you, Reaper? COVID made my anxiety about going out so much worse. Well, that's good. I'm glad you feel safer, Bella. Yes, V. Now, I love my husband's hugs, like, just because, you know, he's tall and, like, so I feel, like, enveloped in a blanket of safety when he hugs me, but don't breathe on me. Yes, Tiny Ghost. No, it didn't. It did me, Reaper, because we weren't allowed to go out. You know, we weren't allowed to go shopping or do any of the things that we normally would have done. So I was perfectly content. I'm a homebody. I'm perfectly happy to stay home. So I was perfectly content for the time that everything was shut down. I was happy to stay home. But then when things opened up and we could go out, it was even harder. See, my abuser was not tall. No one's thinking of it like that, Brandy. I promise. I hate screaming too. I feel like I crawl inside myself when people start to yell. That's why you hear me all the time on my channel saying I hate conflict. I hate fighting. Like, you know, if I can calm a situation, that's going to be me. You know, I'm going to be the one trying to de-escalate things. I know, V, it's been hard for me to make appointments since the vid. I don't know what it is for me, Jean. I just I can't stand like any kind of fighting or arguing or conflict or. Amen, Ghost. Oh my gosh, Brandy, I'm so sorry. Ugh. Aw, Jean. See, you guys, no, none of us are alone. There's so many, and I feel like when you suffer with those things, PTSD, anxiety, depression, all that stuff, I feel like online is more appealing because you don't have like the social anxiety of talking to somebody face to face. I feel like it's easier, you know, like in a chat room like this. Yes, Jean. Yeah, I agree, B. Yeah, that's same. I have canceled so many appointments in the past year for myself. And see, that was honestly, I've said this too many times on here. My favorite part of doing this is you guys. Like, it was important to me for it to be, because of how we started. We started out at, you know, 4 VIBs. And it was very important to me that it was a safe place for people to talk and, you know, converse with one another. Were you, Jilly? Maybe there's like a little sensory issue there. My son, he was diagnosed with sensory integration disorder when he was like probably 3 or 4, but he never went through occupational therapy because his psychiatrist said he was basically doing occupational therapy on his own. Like, bright lights or loud noises. Like my kids, I've said it, this was always the hangout house. So there was always like an extra 2 kids, you know, here at least. And if it got too wild and all the boys were, you know, playing too rough or whatever, my son would come out in the other room and sit down somewhere quietly by himself until, you know, he kind of calmed himself down. Then he would go back in there. Oh, you're welcome, Hannibal, and thank you. Hold on, Gina, I think I missed your message before that. Aw, Gina, I'm so sorry. That's how I am, V. I have such a weak stomach. As a kid, I used to love hiding away and reading in closets, wardrobes, that kind of thing, but my ex used to tie me up and dump me in a closet, so now I get upset by me. Oh my gosh, Bella, I'm so sorry. My daughter has OCD, Jilly. Yeah, and see, Hannibal, that's one of my big things. Like, I can't stand when you go into somebody's stream and you say hello and nobody in the chat responds. Like, that will be, it's like, okay, I gave you a chance, I'm out of here. Like, I think that is just so rude. But some channels, they get so cliquey that, it, you know, if you're not one of the normal, you know, usual names in the chat or whatever, they're not welcoming. Same Me too, PR. I always have, and he knows, like, you know, as he's cleaning up the mess, I will be the one, you know, taking care of the kids. But it really is Tiny Ghost. I agree. I hate that, Bree. It really bothers me. It's not like, I don't think it's like that in here. That's why I always say you guys are the best chat on YouTube, because you really are welcoming to everybody that comes in. If it's a new name, it doesn't matter. Yes, V. Exactly. That's how it has always been for me and my husband. Oh, Gene. Right? That's a good way to look at it, Hannibal. Oh my gosh, Bella. Yeah, see, and that's always been super important to me. Anybody that's been here for any length of time can tell you that's why you'll ask me what was said on the video we're watching or whatever, and I'll be like, I don't, because I literally am always watching my chat because I don't want anybody to feel, you know, unwelcomed. So I pay more attention to the chat than what we're watching ever. That's true too, yeah, Ghost. But I feel like those big ones too, they get used to seeing the same names. So when somebody else comes in there, they don't talk to you. It's like cliquish. Me too, Jilly. Right, Jilly. Well, and I think too, like, if, like, for kids, I always worry, like, my kids, because of my husband and because of me, my kids knew about anxiety and depression and stuff like that. So when each one of my kids has severe anxiety, but when each of them, when it kicked in for them, they knew enough to tell us how they were feeling so that we could get them help. Some kids, if it doesn't run in a family, a lot of people don't know about it. So they would have no idea how to get their kid the right help for it. Thank you, Hannibal. You too. We are B, right? Unless you say, oh, MGL, you look so wonderful today. Aw, Blondie, I'm glad you're here. You're welcome, Christina. Yeah, because I mean, it's really out of ignorance, Tiny Ghost. If you don't suffer from any type of mental illness, you have no desire to learn about it and educate yourself. No, that doesn't. I think that sounds perfectly rational, Bella. Yes, Brandy. Yep. Yeah. G-Man did that the first night he had super chats, because he does not pay attention to his chat at all when he streams. Like, he literally just speaks and doesn't even pay attention to the chat. So his first night when he was eligible for super chats, people were super chatting him like crazy, and he wasn't even acknowledging it. Oh, those are the best days for napping, Brie. Exactly, Blondie. Yep. If I don't see it, it doesn't exist. And if I don't experience it, I have no reason to learn about it. Yes, I do ghost. I think quite a bit of us do. We were talking about that earlier. They work. They really do. But I think it's like the type of thing, it depends on what your anxiety triggers are. Like, for me, it's mostly my face. Like, I can't stand, anything to my face. So the weighted blanket is okay. But it does kind of feel like you're being hugged. So that might also cause anxiety for some people. See, I was never like that, Hannibal, until I got older. Let's go. Wow, Bella. They are, and I will tell you, like, shop around for them, because there are ones that are so much nicer made than others. Like, I really shopped around for mine, and mine is like a really plushy, kind of fluffy one. Some of them are very, like, there's not much to them besides the weight. Oh, you can be as little or as much active as you want, Janet. There's no pressure here. Yeah, I think mine, I want to say mine was 60, because we bought one for my daughter, and I think one for each of my daughter-in-laws. And they were all $50, and then I got mine after Christmas, and it was 60, and it's so much nicer. But that was when they were like first starting to come out, and I feel like the one that I got wasn't out before Christmas. Right, Blondie? Me too. The only thing is you got to be careful how much you learn from her, because all of her stuff comes from a site that sells hijabs. So, their goal is to get you to spend money. Oh, I'm sorry, Reaper. That stuff stays with you. Oh my gosh, V, that's a long time. Oh no, did you wash them, Blondie? Like, you're supposed to take the weight out before you wash. Yeah, I got mine from Amazon too, Jilly. Exactly. Yes, V said it way better than I did, Janet. Oh, I can understand that, Janet. That probably gives you anxiety too. You're welcome, Ghost. See, and I've always been a napper, Jilly, but like I said, my sleep schedules are so screwy. Like, when I get off of here, I'll probably be ready for a nap after an hour or so of like settling down, because I've been up since 1 a.m. If I didn't take a nap, I would always be going on like 3-4 hours of sleep probably. And I don't nap every day, but I mean, I'm a napper. I always was as a kid. I can remember my mom taking me to the doctors because she worried because I would always nap. I never, you know how like little kids, you get to a certain age and you stop napping? Nope, never happened for me. Oh, probably, Jillian. You know what? They really kind of push the swaddling now for parents because it does calm a baby. Yeah, and it seems like it gets worse as I get older, Hannibal. Thank you, Brandy. Oh, well, that's good. See, if I've been falling asleep earlier. Like I used to be up until like 1, 2, sometimes 3 a.m. And then I would sleep till 5:30 when the alarm would go off. But now I've been falling asleep so early, so then I'm up like last night, 1 a.m. It's really good, Blondie, if you have anxiety, especially. Yeah, mine is pretty heavy. I can't remember how many pounds it is. That's how my son is, V. He's always been hyper. And so since he was a little kid, if he naps, I know he's not feeling well. That's the only time he ever naps is if he's sick. Anxiety narcolepsy, probably. You may have termed a new thing there, Brandy. Exactly, Brandy. Yep, you sleep when you can. Just like a new mama. Oh, V, it's so hard when you have little ones and you get sick. Ain't no rest for the wicked. All right, guys, I think I'm going to end it here. I'm not scheduled until Sunday night for game night. Everybody mark calendars for game night. We had a really good time last weekend. But I am going to keep my eye out for Chantel, and I will jump on if we hear from her. Yeah, Blondie. Really, Brandy? You'll be listed in the medical journal somewhere. I think she meant Queen Hannibal. Thank you, Jean. I appreciate that. You have a good weekend too, PR. Everybody have a great weekend. And I'm sure you'll see me before Sunday night. You better see me before Sunday night, because otherwise that would mean Chantel hasn't checked in. All right. I love you guys all, and I appreciate everyone. Thank you, V, for holding down the fort as mod this morning. I appreciate you, and I will see you guys soon.